Hi, I'm Any New Province, and I just finished up the league with this deck, Esper Routes. I want to say that I ran into some bad matchups, which I think I did, but it's up to the deck builder to hedge for those things and make sure your sideboard and your deck is ready at the time. I gotta thank the Propaganda people for all the shares on social media they gave me today, and for the viewers they brought in, and for showing up themselves to come support me and let me know that they're enjoying the jank. Thank you so much, guys. I seriously appreciate that. I just want to remind you before we get into the league that you can like the video or subscribe to the channel down below. I'd seriously appreciate it. Great way to let me know you're enjoying everything, and it really encourages me to keep making Pauper content. So I hope you like Esper Routes. I hope you enjoy this deck. I really want you to try it out yourself, and maybe you can break this great engine card. So enjoy the league and have a great night. All right, game one, match one, Esper Routes. Let's go. All these openers are going to look super weird. All right, we have 2 escape routes in our opener. This is kind of a bad opener. If we find a blue source, it's not that bad, but there's enough lands in this deck that most 6s look better than this just because it has 2 escape routes. There's 4 in it because I always want to find it, but you don't want to see 2, so I'm going to mulligan this. All right, this is much better. We've got all our mana sources. We have a turn 3 and a turn 4 play that'll keep us alive if it's a hyper-aggressive deck. So I'm going to keep this and try to find a 2-drop. I have lots of them. Ooh, escape routes. Okay, put that on top. So we have the combo. We have the Stonehorn Dignitary escape routes combo. We don't want to shuffle it away, so I'm going to play a tap land this turn. Oh my god, a playable hand. Opponent's on turn 1 Swamp, holding up Disfigure most likely. Well, we're going to blow their mind when we play this and don't do anything. Cycle away a couple of Ash Barrens, probably. We have no reason to want to be thinning our deck too much, I guess. Like, we want to find all of our land drops, so maybe cycling both of these away isn't optimal. We don't have any reason to want to draw anything, or draw a whole lot of lands constantly. I guess at this point we kind of do, though. Yeah, opponent's on mono black control, so I think I'm going to straight up cycle both of these, get our double black mana. Escape routes, Stonehorn Dignitary isn't as good against this deck. They have tons of removal. So the first time this result, like, we basically have to have 7 mana on board before it's relevant. They probably have either Victim of Night or Geth's Verdict in hand, I'm assuming. So I'm going to run out this Aven Riftwatcher. It gets us the most possible value for what they could have in hand. It also dodges their, yeah. I got Ash Barrens back before it was, like, crazy expensive, and I'm super glad I did. As soon as I found out it was, like, a feasible way to fix your mana. So this is a tough choice, but I'm going to get black because we do have double black spells in our deck, and we're actually pretty black heavy. Oh, we draw another swamp anyway. All right, so let's play a Riftwatcher, and then next turn we're going to play out escape routes, and then we can start bouncing Riftwatcher in response to the removal, depending on... They're probably going to remove it right here, I'd assume. Yeah, Victim of Night. So we didn't want that to happen to our Stonehorn Dignitary. This is going to be pretty good. If we just take our time and develop our mana, we'll be in pretty good shape. That it gets printed as standard in a standard set. Yeah, I don't think it will be either. I also think it'll be heavily relegated to the supplemental product, just the nature of the card, just like what it's doing. All right, so if they run out a bunch of Chittering Rats here, we're probably in trouble. We don't have a lot of great sideboard cards for mono black. TBH. Opponent having a good read of escape routes, as will probably be Protocol tonight. I wish it was opponent's creatures too. Like, I feel like that would be so much better. Sorry, guys. Preview window shenanigans as per standard. Yeah, but once we get up to 7 mana, we'll sorry, guys. I have to fix this frickin' preview window. It's bugging the crap out of me. Okay. Gonna have to edit this one out of the playthrough. Sorry, guys. We always do this. We always do this dance. All right, that's fine. I hope there's more Pauper reprints of all Pauper Sport coming in. Yeah, me too. Like, just there's some stuff that's just expensive that isn't, like, overpowered. That's, like, not too that's not too crazy. Yeah, and if cycling comes back, Ash Barrens might be a thing. Yeah, actually, Ash Barrens would probably be flavorful / pretty cool in that set. All right, we're just getting to 7 mana here now, team. Hoping to dodge Gary's. Maybe the new core set. Yeah. Yeah, after after the fetch land shuffle cam tournament season. That was pretty intense. There's Kumbaj Witches, so they're getting their devotion up, getting ready to Gary in the very near future. So we can play Lone Missionary and protect it from a removal spell with our escape route, so we're going to do just that. Play out Lone Missionary. This is going to make it harder for their Garys to beat us, and it's going to buy us a little bit of time while we wait for our 7 mana to start looping Stonehorn Dignitary, and then we really just have to start, and we have to find a win condition. Take our time and find a win condition. Can F6 here, unless they have Snuff Out. I guess if they have Snuff Out, get F6 punished here. Yes, cycling came back for a minute, but not in any kind of Ash Barrens type of way. I'm trying to navigate how escape routes works here. If we can run them out of 2, okay, there's Chainer's Edicts, yep. And so if they just have sorcery speed removal, this should be okay. So we'll return Lone Missionary in response to the Edict. And they're going to ping. Yeah, we will ping them. Oh, I guess it's pretty bad against Kumbaj Witches, so maybe we'll find some of our own removal to deal with that. Yep, and their Edict fizzles. Really want that new Witches art in paper. Yeah, the Witches look good, man. All right, well, we got to top our Stonehorn Dignitary. That's not super good. I don't know if I want to play out Dignitary here. Maybe I do so that they don't have an opportunity to kill it and Gary next turn. That might just be what we have to do. And if they keep looping these Chittering Rats, we're in pretty rough shape. So I might do that. We have more in our deck. This will keep them off of Gary for a turn. Sounds like a stepdad you don't want to see. There's always another Gary. Yeah, it's never the yeah, I love this Witch's art too. I really, really do. It looks great. Yep, tendrils, sure. So that means no Gary for them. They're gonna get in. Well, no, they can't get in, actually. So we just have to not draw lands for a hot minute here. Well, they keep upping. Oh, no upping devotion, just braining themselves. All right. What do we find? Dusk Legion Zealot, which we can also use. So this is like recurable card draw at this point, which is kind of sweet. This is what this deck is trying to do. It kind of sucks against Kumbaj Witches, I guess. So Kumbaj Witches slash... I think I still want them to have to use this next turn to deal with it. Like use this in a removal spell to try to deal with it. So I think I will do that. I'll pass without playing Inspector. Inspector's a good source of recurable card draw too. These games are gonna go slow, team. These are gonna be long games. The old art is a little weird. Yeah, the old art is a little weird. I agree. I have some feelings about it. They're gonna flashback Chainer's Edict. All right. Try to bounce our Zealot. They're gonna ping it and get in for 4. We will F6 and ping our opponent. Man, I really wish I could have got Fairy Flood going with the with the Kumbaj Witches. I played a mono black control deck and it was so sweet having the chains on Kumbaj Witches and tapping it with Flood every time it untapped. Oh, it was sweet. It was a good time. All right, so I'm just gonna Thraben Inspector here. I kind of want to, yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to run Fairy Flood on a stream. I might just do some matches with it. I don't really care about my Thraben Inspector here, but it's like, it's a good enough. Actually, no, yeah. I'm gonna look for a land. If this eats a removal spell, that's sweet. But I would like to make my land drop this turn. Okay, so I'm gonna cycle this away for blue mana because we don't want to hit a ton more lands. Just somebody great driving around back and forth outside my house, blaring music. That's wonderful. But yeah, I do want to run it through a league now that it's functional again. It was a lot of fun. I think it's a good deck. I think we could enjoy it a lot. Just gonna F6 here. No reason to leave any mana up. But yeah, I'd like to get some videos up too, so I can take down that like somewhat embarrassing apology video that I had with it. They're gonna Sign in Blood. The opponent digging through their deck. We can start looping Phyrexian Rager next turn too. And Gary drains a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty good drain. I'm gonna get in with the rats probably. I don't know why they would do this. Or attack with the witches. So let's hope we can punish them for that, but I don't know if we'll be able to. Because they're gonna be able to start getting in with Gary. We can only block 2 creatures next turn. Alright, so let's ping ourselves. If they get another Gary, that's just game. But, you know, Mono Black Control has the Garys sometimes, and you don't have your removal, or you don't find your removal. There's a Lone Missionary. That's a pretty good draw, actually. So let's Basilica back a Plains. Okay, if we can just survive next turn, like if we block, take 4 down to 3, and then start looping Lone Missionary with escape routes, you should be in pretty okay shape. So let's just try to survive one more turn. If they have another Gary, that's really weak to another Gary. But if I play this Lone Missionary out without any protection, we're dead to another Gary anyway, so let's just hope they don't have it. Evankar's Justice would be like kind of fine on this board. They find a land, and is this Gary? No, they're gonna cycle and unearth. Sure. You may. And Shainer's Edict, okay. So we will sacrifice Thraven Inspector. See if they have another removal spell. Nope. Okay, so they're gonna go to attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can put us to 2 here. So I am just gonna trade with this Chittering Rats. Getting their devotion down is pretty important right now, so without any kind of bounce shenanigans, this is what we're gonna do. We take 3, or we're down to 3, take 4 down to 3. And do you have another Gary? Phyrexian Rager, alright. You know what would be great is Stonehorn Dignitary. But not like super great, but like pretty okay. Aven Riftwatcher is pretty okay too. So we can play, Lone Missionary, gain 4 life, and then play Aven Riftwatcher. Yep, they're gonna let it resolve. We might have wanted to run out Riftwatcher first there. They're gonna try to ping Lone Missionary, all right. We will ping, what's going on here? Them. We can't choose them? Why not? Oh, we're waiting for them to choose targets. Okay. Yeah. Choose them. And I might just let Lone Missionary go here. I guess I can bounce it and replay it and then not protect it again. So I think I'm just going to let it go, because Riftwatcher represents more life anyway. And we even get value off of its bounce. Okay, so play a Riftwatcher. This will also be a blocker for next turn. If they make us bounce it on our turn, we're dead. But hopefully they don't have an instant speed removal spell here. You can like trade it with their Chittering Rats if they attack with everything, and then have some better, you know, have a better next turn. They have 3 cards in hand though, so I don't know how good of shape we're in here. Dead weights the Aven Riftwatcher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's okay. I'll bounce it. Actually, no, that's fine. That can resolve. Sure. Yep. And now are you going to Kuumbaj Witches? Or just pay another... There's a Gray Merchant. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, because if we tried to bounce it in response here... Alright. So we should have bounced it. We should have bounced it in response there. We didn't know the other Gary was coming, I guess, but they could have killed it with Kuumbaj Witches. Alright, so against a deck like this, we probably want to protect specific creatures, so Standard Bearers might be okay here. You can bounce Standard Bearers in response to removal too, which is nice. So this will take out their targeted removal. But it might not even be great here, and we probably want to take specific threats out of their hand as opposed to answer them with stuff like Mesmeric Fiend. Mesmeric Fiend is bad in this matchup. So we'll bring in the Bearers, because they keep the spell forever when they take it to the grave. And I think I don't think Evankar's Justice is the finisher we're looking for. I think we actually want at least one Faceless Butcher. maybe 2, because this starts answering their board. It doesn't die to Disfigure, and it also doesn't die to Evenkar's Justice. I'm gonna leave this here. This is definitely a deck we might deck against. We might see our entire deck, so leaving a 1 of isn't a big deal. And what should we take out? 3 escape routes might be a little bit too slow. I might want to take one of these out for a duress. Custody Squire is probably pretty good. Custody Squire. Do I say that wrong? Do you guys know? Have I been saying Custody Squire incorrectly? Doomblade is dead. So we'll take out a Doomblade, put in a duress, and maybe shave like, I don't know, probably maybe even shave a routes. Or an X1. I guess maybe we'll shave a Lone Missionary for duress. And see what that feels like. Custode? Custode. Custody. Yeah, that's probably the appropriate way to say it. This hand is like not fantastic, but it's good enough that I don't want to ship it, so I'll keep. They play Kuumbash Witches, we can journey it, stop all those shenanigans. The important thing is that they were 2 for 1ing themselves with their escape routes. We can. It says against this deck, pay 3 mana, have your opponent do 2 things to kill your thing, which can be helpful if you can get like a critical mass of creatures going. All right, see what our opponent's got. If they have turn 1 plays, usually they don't. We'll play out a land. We can go find our blue source for next turn. Just say a custody. Yeah, I'll probably continue to mess it up at the very least. Always lucky finding our blue source. That was another thing that I changed towards the end of the deck. I talked about that in the deck tech. I added more blue sources. What kind of uniforms do you think the pronunciation police wear? That's what I'm thinking about right now. I was picturing like the hypersexualized yeah, well probably what are we gonna pitch here? Lands? Probably Journey and Plains. Yeah, that's cool. So we'll pitch Journey and Plains. And probably cycle this for blue mana, resolve our escape routes next turn. Try to start generating some advantage. There's our island. There's another escape routes. Always sucks to find the second escape routes, but we always want to find it. So that's important. Maybe having careful study or something to do with the extra escape routes could be a good strategy. I guess pitching them to wrench mines. Black and white with symbols everywhere. Yeah. That's probably correct. At least we can undo this Chittering Rats' damage by playing out this Phyrexian Rager. So let's do that. Draw a card. It's an Aven Riftwatcher. Okay, we'll play a land and pass the turn. Another Wrench Mine here would kind of suck. Kind of really suck. We can start generating advantage with this. I guess like Disfigure Wrench Mind is what we're worried about here. Just another Chittering Rats. That's not too bad. Yep. Put the Riftwatcher on top. I wonder if they have an Unearth in hand. It doesn't really matter. I'd rather just trade for this Chittering Rats right here. So no, they probably don't have Unearth in hand. They probably have Disfigure in hand. Okay, so let's play out this Riftwatcher. Gain some life. Black and white with symbols everywhere. Like the symbols that you use on like swear, or like for swear words, like to represent swear words. Are we the beatdown in this matchup? Like, probably start getting in with this Riftwatcher. All right, let's see what's going to go on here. Disfigure? No, just cycling a Baron more. All right. Opponent kept a very land-heavy hand, which might favor us. We can still answer their board. We can start attacking with the Riftwatcher, recurring our creatures with escape routes next turn, which is nice. Just got to keep them off 2 interactive spells here. There's a Victim of Night, sure. So that's the thing I think this deck's missing, too, is like some feasible way to protect creatures once they're already on the battlefield. No attacks. Not willing to trade any Chittering Rats yet. Umlauts and tildes and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I know precisely what that means. So we're going to bounce Phyrexian Rager at the end of their turn. And replay it next turn. Hopefully finding a land drop in the process, an untapped land drop in the process. Opponent, what you gonna do? They're gonna play their own Rager, draw a card. Yep. Uh-huh. Maybe try to force the bounce here, so they can get in for some damage. Okay, we'll try to bounce. They might have Disfigure, but you can't always play around that. Try to bounce the Rager. See if they have an instant speed removal spell. They don't. Okay. All right, let's find a land. Here come the rats. Man, Evankar's Justice would be nuts on this board. Maybe I shouldn't have boarded down to 1. That's probably a consideration. I guess this happens. I guess this happens when you're trying new things. There's Zealot, which I even prefer to replaying the Phyrexian Rager here. So let's play out the Zealot. And draw a card. It's a Dignitary. Okay, well that'll get things moving if we can draw enough cards. All right, pass it over to them. This deck's dirtling so hard, guys. Maybe I should have put in more win conditions. But some decks you can just lock out, and it's good. We're pretty bad against counter magic. This should be one of our better matchups, honestly. Yeah, and we're gonna block and try to bounce. So let's go to blocks. Or maybe I just take... No, I can't take 6 here. The threat of a Gary is too great. And we'll try to bounce. I'm assuming they have a removal spell here. Of some sort. They let it resolve. We're going to take 4. Yep. Just trying to find our way up to 7 mana here. Is this Gary? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's a ton of interaction in this deck too. Like, I don't know how we haven't found any. Oh, there it is. All right, so this is probably going to be Edict Rager, I guess. So let's Edict them. Like this. Then we'll play out Rager. And hope we're not dead next turn. Dirtle, 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 I made you out of hay. I love that. I love renditions of songs, guys. There was this person in my chat while I was playing Undertale that used to just like make the best puns. And it was sweet. They were at first, like early in the playthrough, they were giving away spoilers, and it was like, we were like, okay, you can't keep giving away spoilers. And then so instead they just started spamming the chat with puns. It was sweet. Opponent down to 1 card in hand. Flashing back a Chainer's Edict. Gonna get in for 6. Okay. So our only hope is to do a lot of work with Stonehorn Dignitary, fade some Garys. Journey, okay. So it's probably just Dignitary Journey here. Play out a Dignitary, Journey the Gary. I'm not sure what they have in hand. There's a lot of stuff they could have in hand, but we should be able to start recurring this so long as we draw a land. I guess we're dead to Gary. Like, the only card that we have to worry about... Well, they can kill us... Yeah, they can kill us with Sign. So I think we might even just play a Zealot here and try to draw another land. Going to 1 isn't that scary. Like, going to 1 is as scary as another Gary, essentially. All right, 2 journeys to play next turn. Good enough. Let's see if they've got another Gary. A Sign in Blood kills us too. They can target us with Sign in Blood, which, you know, I'm okay with going out that way. Ah, that's a good one. All right, so it looks like we're dead to Sign in Blood. Right on. We were dead to it anyway. But yep, that's it. See you later, Mono Black. All right. Turn 2 Mesmeric Fiend should be good. There's some decks that you play enough Mesmeric Fiends, they just fold. So, like, being able to do that is good. Having 1 Evankar's Justice in hand this early is nice. Having to get white mana with this is a little weak. We don't have a ton of... Yeah, I'm glad you love to brew. For the uninitiated, Umbra Lurks is also Senrez in the Discord channel. Senrez is always in there brewing up wild decks. And they're really great for chatting about cards with, for sure. So, yeah. Pop in if you want to hang out, have a chat, talk about decks. I try to be there as much as I can, but but occasionally I'm preoccupied with stuff. I end up putting a lot of time into production. I'm starting to realize I gotta retweak this workflow. All right, so this is either Blitz or Tron, and I think in both cases Mesmeric Fiend isn't a bad play next turn. The unfortunate thing about Mesmeric Fiend that I've learned from playing with it so far, and I'm glad I have learned it, is that you can take anything out of their hand, but if they have removal, you have to take the removal. Otherwise, they just get it back. So it gives you information for one. Oh, there's Teachings. All right. And it looks like they're off of Tron, but they have all lands in their hand. So let's take this Teachings, and hopefully that slows them down enough for us to win. We're pretty slow too. But they don't have anything in their hand. Their hand is very bad. There's a Thornwood Falls. Okay, they'll gain a life. They might have the removal spell here. I think this is Tron. Get back their Teachings. All right. Sure enough, we find a Journey to Nowhere. So let's play out our Thraben Inspector and Orzhov Basilica back this Plains. And we'll pass it over to them. I was tempted in creating a brew stream, but feel like no one would like it. It's an interesting thing, right? Like having a stream dedicated to brewing might not be a bad idea. I think a lot of people might tune into that because like a lot of professionals do it, and their opinion is obviously important and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, I don't think anybody has a dedicated brew stream. Our opponent is like kind of signifying that they have a counter here. One of the cards in their hand is Teachings, and they didn't have it. So if they top decked a counter, we can't resolve anything, but I think I'm going to try this Aven Rift Watcher. And we'll see if they found the counter spell. Actually, no, I'm gonna try Phyrexian Rager, because we could find we're digging for lands for one, and we could find another Thraben Inspector. So let's hope they didn't find a counter spell off the top of their deck over the last couple turns. They can't prohibit this anyway, and I think they do run a good number of prohibits. Condescend X2. Ugh, okay. Good top deck, man. Sweet top deck, bruh. Sure. All right, go ahead. That Scry's gonna hurt us because they have other parts of Tron in their hand. Yeah, so it's a lot better later on in the game when we have things like escape routes to recur it, of course. But yeah, right there it wasn't super hot. Chainer's Edict probably just going to be dead here. They're going to want a Teachings, so I think I'm going to run out this Rift Watcher so that they can't use their mana to do that if they want to. And I'm also going to do a pre-combat, so they might, you know, use something like rather than a removal spell to get rid of Thraben Inspector. So we'll see if this draws anything out. They might be reading Aven Rift Watcher here. I'll let it resolve, so they probably have like a Lightning Bolt in hand or something, or they could just Teachings for Bolt or something. Or they just want to resolve that Mystical Teachings right now. It's so funny, like you don't find any of your interaction against the deck it might be good against, and then you're playing the deck where interaction's bad, and you find all of it. All right, what do you got, Tron? You've got Tron, which is relevant. They didn't Teachings there, which is interesting. I don't know what they would have been waiting for. Escape routes. All right, so let's go find our blue source, huh? And then sneak through this. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, so let's tap this. Basic land cycling. Hopefully they're hurting enough on counter spells that we can sneak this escape routes through next turn, and then I feel like we're in pretty okay shape against this deck. We'll go to combat for now. Get in. Pre-combat might not have been the best time to do that. Opponent's got a jillion mana. I wonder what they're thinking about here. BRB. See you in a second, Kirk. The unfortunate thing about escape routes is, okay, let's see what they find with Teachings. Probably a counterspell. Maybe a removal spell. They just find another Teachings. Okay. Casting another Teachings? No. All right. So what do you have here? They're not going to play out any more blue mana, which is interesting. I guess they can like Teachings for Condescend, so we might have to try to give them a reason to do that. Land definitely isn't going to try to force them to do that. All right. It's really fun. Honestly, like, I fell right into this. Like, I feel very comfortable doing this. They don't have black mana to flashback this Teachings either. Like, what could they be on here? They're on these 3 cards. I guess Mystical Teachings could become a counter spell. So if they like Teachings, grab counter for escape routes, are probably in bad news. Sorry guys, Little Ruck is outside. Speaking of being boring. Okay, so I think if we can just keep our creatures on board, if we can stop them from teaching zings for, or we could just play a Dignitary, I guess, and try to get the counter. Let's Dignitary. Try to sneak through our escape routes next turn. Because they might just snap off a counter on this, and it's just another threat to keep that clock going. So let's see if they want to use up one of their teachings on a counter spell for our Stonehorn Dignitary. Just gonna let it resolve. They don't feel like doing that. All right. Over to you, opponent. It's like, really, you just gotta talk to yourself. You just gotta be very interested in what you have to say. And I'm really lucky. Like, you guys are a great chat. I know I definitely don't follow the rules of engaging chat all the time. So they went and found a counter spell, which is interesting. They found a Condescend, so we're gonna have to bait that Condescend out. They also have flashback teachings on the go here, so I wonder what they're waiting for. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cycle this for another blue mana, so that when we do get escape routes online, we'll Brewer's Umbra is a good name. It sucks. Like, the cards we have in our hand most certainly won't bait out a Condescend. Once we get to the point where we can flashback a Chainer's Edict, or buy back a Chainer's Edict, that's when we'll try to bait this Condescend out, maybe try to bait out another Teachings or something. But for now, we're just gonna F6. No reason to be wasting any more time. And what's this? Flashing back Mystical Teachings for Capsize. You're gonna capsize our board, opponent. Just gonna get a Forbidden Alchemy. All right, they're gonna Forbidden Alchemy. See what they reveal off of Alchemy. Crusher in the bin. All right, well, we have answers for those. We have 2 answers in hand that we can try to sneak through. There's a Drifter. All right. That's not really all right, but this is probably going to be the turn where we try to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's try to bait that Condescend out with this Evangar's Justice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's no way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess, like, we could play like a 1-drop. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they can't do anything at the end of their turn. I think maybe I'll just try to bait it out with our removal spells. They're dead anyway, sort of. If they get Chainer's Edict, like, that's good for us. And that way it doesn't put any of our creatures at risk. They're gonna hold on to that Condescend. Get in. We kind of want an opportunity to get this escape routes out too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that might have been buyback Evangar's Justice, but once we find a land to do both of these things, we'll be in pretty okay shape. You're gonna pulse back an Ulamog's Crusher. Pulse back Mnemonic Wall. Okay, sure. And you're gonna do a little dirtling next turn. 5 mana on end step, flashing back Forbidden Alchemy. This is what I deserve. Playing against Alchemy Tron is exactly what I deserve. I made another account. You can change your screen name. So if you follow a lot of people, or there's people following you, or that people that might recognize you by your stream name, then I would most certainly continue to use Umbralurks. It's kind of like I had, I won't say that I was popular or I knew a lot of people previous to this, but I feel like I punted a little bit by not keeping my stream name. All right, so let's see if our opponent wants to counter this Journey to Nowhere. And they'll have to tap a good amount of mana so that we can't just pay for their Condescend. We're going to let it resolve. We're going to get Mnemonic Wall. Play out Thraben Inspector. They're at 16. Pretty decent life total. Not going to Condescend that either. Since we're not doing anything else, we'll go looking for a land drop. Dusk Legion Zealot, I will also play that. So now they can do a little mini Condescend here, which they probably will. No, okay, you're going to let us lose a life, draw a card. Custody Squire, awesome. All right, so now we can run escape routes into a counter and not really care. All right, opponent, what do you think? So you have changed it before? Yeah. Bruise Umbra is a good name. That's an awesome name. What do you guys think of my user? Do you think any new province is appropriate? Do you think it's an appropriate name to have? Well, it's flashing back Teachings. What you gonna get? Ghostly Flicker. Okay. Do you have some kind of combo in hand? Maybe another wall. Some of that nonsense. I don't really know how they plan to win here. On time. Oh, Dinrova Horror? Okay. Sure. Dinrova Horror, our Journey to Nowhere. All right. See you later, Journey to Nowhere. That's unfortunate. Yep. It's, yeah, well, it's because I lived in 2 provinces that had any in their name. And, yeah, so I just figured, you know, I've lived in, and they were the 2 provinces with the word any in their name. I'm going to get back their Condescend with the first Mnemonic Wall trigger. All right. They're going to Ghostly Flicker their team. Bouncing what? Our bounce land. All right. So a Condescend in hand we have to be aware of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much for the follow, Luca Perry. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. We are getting horrored. I don't think we're going to have a chance to dirtle around with this very much, but we'll pitch it. We might be able to pick it up with Custody Squire. I guess they know what we're up to now. So are you just going to flicker again? You can get to see our hand. No, they're just going to pass. All right, so let's... 1, 2, 3, and then they can leave up Condescend X2. So we can try to Doomblade here, I guess. I'm gonna replay this bounce land, though that might not be a good idea. Pick up this. Huh. So try to Doomblade this, they just flicker them. Let's let them block and then Doomblade the Mnemonic Wall, try to force in a little bit of damage. They're at 7 cards in hand. Yeah, they're in pretty good shape. Yep. Okay, so let's try to Doomblade Mnemonic Wall. See if they just want to Condescend. They can Condescend or they can Ghostly Flicker. Oh, you can't use an apostrophe. Does that make 100? Yeah, they're just going to Condescend, leaving up a Ghostly Flicker. All right, we're pretty much dead here. We will start F6ing liberally. We got that Condescend out of their hand, but they can bounce the majority of our board here, and we will let them do it. Start by pitching this Evankar's Justice that's not doing anything. Oh boy. We were off to such a good start. If they didn't catch us with that top deck counterspell, I think we'd be in a lot better shape, but unfortunately they did. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Yep, we can only play 1 land a turn, so we'll start pitching lands. Just gonna stack all those triggers. This is not our opponent's first time at the rodeo. Or actually, it's not our opponent's first rodeo, that is. It may very well be their first time at the rodeo, but it is not their first rodeo. Comboing off quite quickly. I hope we're not 0-10 with this deck. I hope this deck just isn't awful. I think they targeted the same land. No, they didn't target the same land twice. All right, so they're going to start letting stuff resolve. Pitch a swamp, pitch a plains, pitch an Evankar's Justice. They're going to play a remote tile, down to 6 cards in hand. Not a lot of coming back from this team. They're going to flicker again, sure. Bouncing our plains, putting us off colors. Gotcha. Down to 4 mana. We'll pitch Basilica. And what do we find? Ash Barrens. Okay. All right, sure. Go ahead. And I think they're just going to bounce the rest of our board here. We're not just dead. I use OBS to stream. I think OBS is a great streaming program. It's caused me very little trouble. It's not super hard on your CPU. Like, it's just good news. We will chump. I guess it's less permanence that they have to bounce. All right. Here comes those flickers again. This is Tron. Suppose I should tap this and cycle this so that we don't like draw another land, I guess. All right, now we can have 6. Start pitching swamps. Yep. Yeah, I use OBS. I think it's a great program. Personally. Oh, opponent. On the Rathar board plan. Doing a really good job of it, too. Man, Tron is nuts, huh? Tron just makes me so sad sometimes. Yeah, go for it, man. Let me know. I recommend it. All those Pauper people out there. Stupid, sexy Tron. Tron's locking us out harder. They're locking out the lockout deck. Oh, man, okay. So, pitch a swamp. Here comes all of our lands. Back to our hands. Here comes a plains. Pitch a custody squire. Thank you very much, Dax Drone. Welcome to the Jank Bank. Welcome. Good to see you here. Hope you're having a good night. I am getting locked out by Tron right now. They're about to get the flawless victory. Finding escape routes. All right. They're still going to have to kill us. Last time I scooped without showing my opponent anything. Yep. Tron, yeah, Tron is 100% fair. In Pauper, it kind of is. Delver's very good against Tron. I beat Tron last night. Pretty sure. Actually, no, I'm not sure that I did. Aha, nothing to bounce now, huh, opponent? Just gonna flicker Mnemonic Wall, Prophetic Prism, draw their whole deck. No, flickering Lifelands, and there's Ulamog's Crusher, sure. Getting in for 4. Turning up the heat. Come on, Chump Blocker. Just another Plains. Yep, this is Tron. We're pretty much dead here. So they're going to attack for 12. Blow up our board. And they could even Rolling Thunder X1 us. There goes our Plains. Yep. I said yup. And we'll scoop. Well, that's what Tron does. Oh, guys, we got to get some wins in here. Oy. This is tough. Okay, so relics are coming in. Duresses are coming in. Butchers are probably coming. Over the Justices. Okay, so what do we want to take out? Our life gain is probably less relevant, so let's take out a couple of lone missionaries. We'll probably go down 1 escape route, so we're gonna have no trouble keeping our board in our hand. Mesmeric Fiend should actually be good in this matchup. One Doomblade's probably not what we're looking for here. We probably want our... Actually, if we're bringing in our relics, I might go down a couple of edicts. Maybe bring in specters. Try to keep them off a critical number of cards in hand. And add threats to the board. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Go down our interaction. Try to go up our hand disruption and our single creature disruption. And hopefully that does it. Faceless Butcher isn't great against this deck either, actually. What would be better than a Lone Missionary? Like one Lone Missionary is probably better than the Faceless Butcher. Maybe more. I might go down a Spectre for another Lone Missionary just because they attack. And they come down earlier than Spectre. And Spectre's only something that we really want to recur anyway. So there we go. That's the board for Tron. Let's see how this goes. Ultra slow starter. Playing against Tron, so if we mulligan, we're pretty much dead anyway. Let's keep. Oh man, Tron. My janky decks often don't stand a chance. See, those Toon decks are real good against Tron, but the Jank Bank does not have many Tron-worthy deposits. Tron-worthy withdrawals, I guess I should say. My Jank Bank, anyway. Opponent's probably on the natural. Let's find a land here, gang, huh? We're on the mono cards that aren't super great in this matchup. There's the Journeys. There's a Mine. There's a Prism. There's a tap land. Play the tap land, get in with Ribbon Inspector, we'll draw a card at the end of our turn. That would have been a good opportunity to resolve an escape route if we would have drawn one, but if we had one or something. We're gonna play a tap land. I'm assuming they go. Oh no, no! Ah, daggers. Okay, let's play around the Condescend X1. Play at our Phyrexian Rager, see if they have any responses. They don't. Go to combat. Get in with Thraben Inspector. I didn't say Daze X1, did I? Daze is also X1, but they couldn't cast it there. You guys ever play a Daze deck? What do you think about Daze? I like Daze. Daze is hard to use, but I like Daze. See what this is? Another Prophetic Prism, okay. Opponent leaving up a removal spell. And Condescend X1. They probably have recognized that we're playing around it here, so it's a pretty good time to hold up Condescend X1 when you know your opponent's playing around it. So we find off the top. Dusk Legion Zealot. Well, we can't play around it now. So let's see if they want to Condescend X1 our Zealot. Actually, let's go to combat first. Because they might want to remove one of these creatures. So let's not play any more creatures. Mike Man, 1978. Oh man, no doubt. Nice to meet you, Mike Man. We are playing some jank. Hopefully I would make the people over at Propaganda proud with my jank bank deposits. I'm still refining my taste for jank. But yeah, I am so grateful for the shares that we got from them. Like that is huge. And it means a lot to me. God bless those guys. I think they're all guys, right? Pretty sure. Jank is love, jank is life. Let the jank flow through you. All right, there's a Muldrifter, sure. So this is probably going to be Journey Muldrifter. Ancient Grudge goes to the bin. So let's Journey Muldrifter. And bounce a land. Bounce an untapped land. And we will cycle our Ash Barrens, thin our deck a little bit. What's your favorite Propaganda deck, Mike Man 1978? I kind of like all of them, personally. All of the ones I've seen have been great. I really enjoyed the Death Touch Pingers recently. I think that was a pretty cool deck. Run out our Zealot. Find a Duress. Wish I could have cast that one. Maybe I shouldn't have played that land until I drew the card, I guess, but we'll see. Yeah, sorry about that R&D function. Or sorry about that, Lynx. I did start an hour early tonight. I I'm picking up my girlfriend from school at 10 tonight. So I decided just for a little bit of quality of life, we would get going an hour early. I'm sorry if you missed anything. We got wrecked by something or other just a minute ago. I'm not going to bounce our Journey to Nowhere. All right, draw a couple cards off Muldrifter. Sure. Let's pitch Custody Squire. We're going to have a lot of stuff to do with our mana next turn. Here comes Muldrifter, drawing a couple more cards. They're going to discard to hand size. We're going to journey both of their creatures. And arrest them. Probably duress them first. Flash Gordon. Yeah, Simic Death Touch. That is a sweet deck. The Flash Gordon. Is there a Flash Gordon song? I feel like Faceless Butcher is also bad against this deck. Okay. Let's... Does Ancient Grudge blow up enchantments? It doesn't. Okay. I don't really know why Ancient Grudge is coming in here. So let's journey the Horror. Journey the Muldrifter. Oops. Journey the Muldrifter. Whoops. And go to combat. They might have Echoing. You have my permission to punch anyone running Dinrova Horror Square in the face for good measure. Oh man, thank you so much, Lynx. I really appreciate you doing that. That's awesome of you. All right, so we get some Crushers, some Drifters, and some more Horrors coming down next turn. That's kind of scary. I think I might grab this Ghostly Flicker here. We'll have the Journeys to deal with whatever creatures we feel like we have to. Yeah, I think I'm just going to grab the Ghostly Flicker here. That seems like the scariest target for them. And I'll go to combat, get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully... So what are they going to do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can't cast Crusher. They'll probably cast Dinrova Horror, maybe bouncing their other bouncing my Journey to Nowhere. And they might bounce my creatures. They don't get a ton of value off bouncing my creatures, but I might go with the Muldrifter line again. Keep trying to find some lands. What do you cook? Indeed. All right, so they're going to get back their Dinrova Horror, sure. We will discard Faceless Butcher. And they'll get back their Dinrova Horror. And what will you bounce now? Get back Muldrifter, and we will pitch Plains. And then we're going to journey all three of their creatures. Oh, not looking so hot now, is it? We'll have them pretty close. We'll have them pretty close to dead. I know they have 8 cards in hand. Oh, they have Tron now. Okay, never mind. We're pretty much dead. All right, let's see what we draw. A Plains. Okay, so I guess we're just going to try to journey all 3 of their creatures. Hopefully that works out for us. Journey the Horror. Journey the Horror. I don't know if we journey the Muldrifter here. They can play out like 100 blockers. But can we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So we can put them to 2. So even if they play Crusher next turn, we get in with 2 creatures, and we're still okay. So I think I am going to do that. Play another Journey. Hopefully they didn't find a counterspell off their Muldrifter. They may have. They very well may have. Yeah. Oh god, you didn't find a counterspell. Come on. No, no. Nah. Condescend X2 doesn't do it. Okay. Sure. Pay for the Condescend. Yes. And they have lots of answers in their deck. The horror. The horror. Thank you very much, Lynx. Thank you. Now I need my lunch, but not sure what to cook. There is no tofu. Yeah, you're kind of stuck there. Yeah, I will not stop believing. We will go on a journey to the believing place. And even if we still win through 2 blockers. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9, 12, 13. So they can still only play the 2 drifters in their hand. So unless they find like mass removal, if they find a Rolling Thunder for our Dusk Legion Zealots, we're in bad shape here, but if this is just drifter, we still win. So that's, at least we got that going for us. Come on, not Rolling Thunder. Another Mull Drifter, keep digging. Okay, they're gonna evoke. Looking for a Rolling Thunder, I'm assuming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can Rolling Thunder X3, they can still... Yeah. Oh, they're up to 3 now, okay. That's not great. And it's blank when I stream. Yeah, you have to do a monitor capture, is what it's called. All right, let's just go to combat and attack. If they got it, they got it. If they don't, they don't. And we gotta hope they don't got it another turn. I'm hoping they don't got it. They don't have anything in... They didn't have anything in their hand at the time. God, why? Why must you always have it, Tron? They'll have to trade their Mull Drifter here and take 2. But at least, like... Unless they have Moment's Peace, they found Moment's Peace too. They didn't. Okay, they're at 1. So just Crusher is what they have in hand that we know about. But I don't know, they drew a heck of a lot of cards, guys. And they top decked exactly something. They saw 4 new cards, so it wasn't exactly a top deck. Pretty effective top decking. But they did still see a lot of cards. All right. I would not put it very far out of their reach to have something that can get them out of this one. See what they found. Mystical Teachings for Electrickery. Crusher of Hopes and Dreams. Yeah. Oh, there's Pulse. All right. Opponent in pretty good shape now. They found it. They had just enough time to find it. It's probably Faceless Butcher back there. At some point, I discarded a Faceless Butcher instead of a whatchamacallit. Oh, wait, what? Okay, we're not completely gone here. So I'm gonna play Relic and pop it straight away. They might have a counterspell here, but if they don't have a counter, we're gonna pop this Relic. Yeah, because they have all those teachings in their bin and they can't flash them back right yet. So let's pop this Relic, draw a card, find a land, and I guess we just pass. We're not in great shape here. You think you got it? Yeah, you use a monitor capture. And that's why it's kind of always in this weird moving around state. There's probably a way to rectify that, but I haven't stumbled upon it yet. Not going to sneak in for 1. There's no point in doing that. And we'll see what our opponent has. Probably Crusher. Crusher and 6 cards. Crusher and Crusher. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. I am trying to keep hope alive. Lone Missionary isn't going to do it. I guess there's some number of draws. So like Stonehorn Dignitary and Escape Routes. If we can like run those back to back in some fashion, we might be able to stabilize. But with all the mystical teaching they're doing, I don't know. It came very close. They're super close to being dead there. So I probably made a mistake at some point. Faceless Butcher was probably just the stronger choice. We'll sack land, Zealot, and land, Zealot, and see what they want to do. So this is 16, 17, 18. Yep, 18 us. We're down to 5. Ugh. Come on. Staying alive. BGs be with me. BGs be with me. Mystical Teachings hits the bin, so they have the answer for our Lone Missionary in hand if they want it. Yeah, window capture. Window capture didn't work for me. It might work now. It had something to do with the way that Windows handled how many windows you have to have open to play Moto. That's awesome if it works. Yeah, Annihilator 4. Keep hope alive, immediately followed by Annihilator 4. And we're dead. All right. Good night, Tron. That was really close, guys. That was really close. But yeah, I think it might be a little bit too slow against slow decks. And see, this hand looks good. This is a good start. Like doing this and then finding an escape routes to start recurring stuff, like feels almost okay. So let's see if it works out. Now we're gonna like run into like a hard lock control deck. Yes, so you need to use monitor capture. It won't show up if you use window capture for some. Did you seriously just readjust your self preview window? Did you? Oh, Tron again. Great. Great. You guys. All right, let's start beating down with lone missionaries. It probably doesn't have a great Tron matchup at all. It was meant to capitalize on hyper aggressive decks. Ooh, and its turn 3 Tron matchup is probably even worse. That is, I'm so happy for you, opponent. I'm so happy for you and your turn 3 Tron. Oh my god. So where else do you think Dusk Legion Zealot should go, guys? So Dusk Legion Zealot is the 2-mana 1/1 in black from Rivals of Ixalan that when it enters the battlefield, you lose a life and draw a card. So where do you think that fits? Where do you think he's going? This was kind of my substitute for a deck with ninjas. I thought this might be kind of a good option. Opponent's going to start drifting mulls here. Drifting mulls that we can remove, which is nice. Like we can edict a Mull Drifter here, and then... Oh no, they're just going to Oracle. Okay, well, I'll remove that too. Probably looking for another colored source. Feels like the matchup spread is probably similar to Pig Trinket. You're weaker to counter magic. I think being weak against counter magic is this deck's biggest failing in its current state. Jeez, I'd love to get this down right now, but we can't really dirtle that hard just yet. Maybe if we can get them down in terms of cards in hand, we can start doing that, or we run out of things to do. Yeah, I think the weakness to counter magic is probably a problem. And the only reason I'm not running Mull Drifter is because it doesn't combo with escape routes, which is not a good reason to not run Mull Drifter, by the way. But it is why it isn't present in here today. Yeah, so you can't bounce Mull Drifter because it's not white or black. Yeah. So I was kind of trying to and that's why this is Esper. I'm trying to kind of find the ideal shell for that. Is this an Evoked Mull Drifter? Is this another Seagate Oracle? Yep. Yeah, right? Not ideal, huh? All right, so we're going to see what we do next turn. I hope I draw an untapped land so that we can do something like, I don't know, like Crack Clue, Chainer's Edict, maybe. Oh, great. So I'm still going to Edict to try to keep the pressure on. If this Edict eats a counter, that's not the end of the world. It is kind of the end of the world that we're getting screwed on lands here. Trying to tune the amount of lands in this deck was very difficult. Tron must fall. We must find a way to beat the Tron and their main deck electriceries. Oy, okay. We'll just keep jamming. Oh my gosh, guys. And this is also kind of one of the, main deck electricery. There's a lot of elves running around, so I think elves is top of the meta share right now, right? Are elves at the top? I think that could do it. They're going to alchemy, Moment's Peace in the bin. I don't think this is Dinrova Tron. I think this is just the Temur variant. So we'll see what they've got. Hey, Jared, you enraged? This is Esper Routes, and I will fire you over the deck and the deck tech. So there's some spam links for you. Esper Routes. It's kind of a, oh my god, land. Maybe I don't want to do that. Thanks for Moto Lag stopping me there. I'm going to run out this for Phyrexian Rager instead. Yeah, like I love this card. Always enraged. Yeah, good to see you again. Always glad to have you in the chat. Welcome. So yeah, this is kind of a test for this deck. I love escape routes. I'd love to have this be a card that I test and do well with. So I'm working on it. This is the Esper variant. We're trying to highlight, oh man, our opponent is going off over there. Ugh. Come on in, Drifty Drift. Moment's Peace and Forbidden Alchemy in the bin. Tron just getting turnt here. Getting turnt. Turnt Tron. Turnt Teachings Tron. Yeah. So I think a 2-color version of it is probably ideal. I'm being greedy running the 3 colors. That slows it down a lot. But I was also having trouble, like some of the best stuff. Like Thraben Inspector is great because it's a 1-drop. It's a 4-mana combo with escape routes that pops out a bunch of clues. Custodia Squire is really great if you survive till the late game against decks that aren't Tron. You know, like there's some really great stuff you can do with it. I'm just gonna Evenkar's Justice without buyback here, I think. Tron players be like, I have more mana than you, suck it. That is exactly what Tron players be like. Yeah, they've tapped down far enough where I feel a little bit safer Evenkar's Justicing, and I think it's just better here. Get rid of their threats, so I'm just gonna cast it without buyback. Go like this. This. And like this, I guess. I don't know what 1-mana spell we could be. What 1-mana spell we could be representing here, but I like the greed. Yeah, it is greedy. It is Turnt Teachings. Tron's beating. Turnt Teachings. Oh man. Oh, I bet Will Smith has said that at one point in his life. Something's a beating. Turnt Teachings. But yeah, so this is probably a greedier version than the ideal escape routes. It really turns out you get that's some amateur greed. That's beginner greed. You gotta get that greed up. So what are the Wall Street decks? What do the Wall Street decks do? Are they just abundantly greedy and that's why they're so good? Oh, I'm getting really tired of getting locked out of the game by Tron, guys. Like, really tired. Alright, let's escape routes. Probably going to eat a counter. Could be our way to get back in this game. Start accruing some card advantage. Opponent's just going to let it resolve. They're like, what is that jank? I'm going to bounce that with my Dinrova Horror later. Ugh. This deck is nuts. Tron is insane, guys. Naya Heroic, cool. Cool, man. Too greedy. Yeah, 3-color mana bases. We are seeing the product of 2-color mana bases here. So they have a mnemonic wall in hand. They're doing the flashy drawing a card by just throwing away their Ghostly Flicker. They can also probably just kill with Rolling Thunder very shortly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18 mana. So they're not very far off just killing us with Rolling Thunder. There's the wall to get back Ghostly Flicker. Yep. Hey. Yep. Yeah. It's this isn't great, guys. So hopefully this will only be the second time ever I've gone 0-10 with a deck, but if that is the case, ugh, right on time. Right on time for those feel bads. Okay, so let's try to Custodia Squire. At least that'll keep them from doing some Ghostly Flicker shenanigans, and it'll actually give us kind of like a way back into this game. It looks like they've got a big old Condescend for us. Yep. Yep. I don't like to scoop prematurely or anything, but you guys still feeling this game? You guys still feeling watching Tron decks play with themselves? I mean that in the least derogatory way possible. Sorry, YouTube. Now, don't be mean to our opponent. Don't be mean to our opponent. Yep. Gain some life, get a Ball Drifter. They're just... Yep. That's what happens, I guess. You get beat by that main deck Electrickery on your lone missionaries. We had to make a pun. Oh yeah. No. The pun was necessary. Yeah, oh, display capture. Did I say monitor capture? Yeah, it's display capture you have to use. All right, well, we're going to try to, at the very least, remove this from Mnemonic Wall somehow. So we're going to target it. They're going to Ghostly Flicker it. They have 3 sources of colored mana. There's no reason to even try this here, I guess. Ooh, actually, with Ghostly Flicker on the stack, we can Doomblade it. But they might just have... Oh, they're just going to Condescend. Okay. All right. Sure. Well, we can try that again next turn, huh, team? No, I didn't make Mulldrifter deck. I think the Angelic Renewal deck that Iconic Gentleman was talking about, or Ironic Gentleman? Have I been reading that wrong this whole time? Turn off auto yields. Doomblade the Mnemonic Wall. Resolve. Don't have another Ghostly Flicker. Don't. No, don't. No, they had to prohibit. Well, I think our window to win this game is narrowing. Definitely Ironic. There it is. Yeah. I think the Angelic Renewal type deck that Ironic Gentleman was suggesting is a lot closer to Mulldrifter. Oh, for the love of... What did they just burn us with? Lightning Bolt. Sure. That's it, guys. I can't be too salty. Like, you can't just build decks that fold to Tron. And sometimes you do. And sometimes you play Tron twice. How's everybody else? How's your experiences with Tron? I've been on beatdown decks that I'm glad to see them across the table. I played control decks where I'm glad to see them across the table. I have the answers for them in my deck in my 75. Oh, for the love of Tron! And opponent's gonna Rolling Thunder us for lethal. But they're like, why? Why don't we just play with our food? We can definitely win another game in 17 minutes. Twitch client on my phone just... Oh, poor client. Yeah, I want to see Tron when I have the answers for it, but in decks like this, it's not exactly... Whenever I'm on Tribe, Teachings, or Blue-Red, I'm happy. Yeah. So, like, combo, but on Big Trinket. On that slow deck. Mesmeric Fiend should be good in this matchup. If we can get off enough Mesmeric Fiends in the early game, then we should be okay, so long as they don't top deck like pros. I think that should be alright. So, Evankar's Justice comes out. Paying 7 mana for anything isn't good against this deck. Bring in Faceless Butchers. Bring in Relics. And bring in Duresses. Different Brutal and Modern. Yeah, like, Karn probably feels a lot worse than Ulamog's Crusher, honestly. Their turn 3 plays are a lot... Like, the best turn 3 play in Pauper is, like... I don't know, like, Prophetic Prism Mulldrifter, which is still kind of scary, but... I've had Tofu Burgers! I guess they can ramp on turn 2 and then play Ulamog's Crusher on turn 3. Strike first, strike hard. Yeah, turn 3 Karn probably is more brutal. Ooh, but yeah, Blue Living End looks sick. I love when decks happen like that, when like Seth puts up a video of a deck and it like performs pretty well, and then you just see like a slew of pros. hitting it the next week. Muldrifter, yeah. Yeah, Muldrifter probably should be in this deck anyway. You probably have stuff for Dignitary. I might want to take one Dignitary out. Don't worry, Umbra. I won't. Their counter magic is good enough that we probably want to go down and escape routes or two. Lidofet, welcome. Holy crap, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Jank Bank. This is what we're doing. We're janking them out. We're trying to jank them out anyway. I like Mesmeric Fiend in this matchup. Doomblade doesn't hit enough. I guess it's where it's instant speed removal, it's probably better than some number of Chainer's Edicts because we're nuking graveyards. So kind of similar sideboarding to last time. I might go down one Zealot, maybe. Might just go down the last Edict. Edict ekes out a lot of value. I'm gonna cut a Journey. Journey is just a little bit too slow. And I got a few more seconds. What brings you here tonight, Lidofat? How'd you find out about us? I'm glad you did. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to one of the jankier decks I've ever brewed and taken into a league. It's like taking your face and grinding it against. But I hate grinding with Pauper Tron. Yeah. There's some grindy decks. Like, I played Teachings last night. Sorry, I played Alchemy last. I keep calling it Teachings. I don't know. I guess we're on the Lone Missionary plan again. You may kill your opponent, but you still ugly, fam. That's like me with all my decks. All right. This hand's not great, but Lone Missionary is aggressive enough. It's like one of our only ways. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh man, I'm so thankful Deluxe put that up. Yeah, Mike's here tonight because of Deluxe. couldn't be more grateful for that. Those links he posted. Seriously, that's incredible. Yeah, welcome. This is the jankiest. I guess if tonight's gonna be the night that I showcase for all of the new enterers, maybe I should have played something a little bit more competitive. But this series isn't really about being competitive. It's about trying to break cards like a bear with upside. Relic's pretty good here, actually. I'm going to try to resolve this Relic instead of playing a bounce land. See if they want to counter Relic. They don't. Okay, let's get in for 2. They probably have the removal spell. Yeah, oh man, so appreciative of that. I'm going to cycle a Remote Isle. That's good. So hopefully that means they're pretty far off Tron. And hopefully we have just enough of a clock to do a bit of damage. Yeah, it's about breaking face with cards. You break that face. Oh, a broken face probably looks so nasty. Oh no, our opponent's gonna get Tron. Who would have thought? So yeah, we're trying to, in my own kind of personal way, I'm trying to eke out some value from Zealot. I still think the best way to use this card is with ninjas, but at the time of brewing, ninjas were bugged. And the other cards I wanted from the format hadn't really come very far along. I think I might Mesmeric Fiend here. No, we should probably Journey. Just to keep getting in. Yeah, I'm going to Journey. And then we'll see what they play next turn. Mesmeric Fiend might get their map, but I don't know. This is sweet. I'm loving this. I'm loving this crossover of audiences happening. I feel like I'm making it. Oh, I don't have MTG by yet, Lidofet. Sorry about that. But if you or Lido Fey, am I saying that right? If you want to check out the deck list, it's right here, and it should have. There's a couple of sources. Oh, I guess it's the same source. Rip bots. But Custody Squire says, will of the council, when it enters the battlefield, starting with you, each player votes for an artifact, creature, or enchantment card in your graveyard. Return each card with the most votes or tied for the most votes to your hand. So it's, yeah, it's a pretty versatile card. Sometimes your opponents vote for the wrong card, and that feels really great. Opponent's got the natural. Feels good, man. We will get you someone to hook you up with bot. There's a guy who is Demand. Oh, nice. Demand sounds like they know what they're doing. Well, we could have stripped this map, but I guess it didn't matter. So I'm glad I didn't play that as Mesmeric Fiend last turn. Should have got the relic there. I don't want to play this Faceless Butcher before. I guess I can though. So I think I'm gonna play Butcher. Fiend might just be better here. Maybe I'll play Fiend. Crack Relic to try to draw a card, play another Relic. Yeah, I want to make sure the coast is clear for this Faceless Butcher. Ninja of the Deep Hours is one of the greatest cards in the whole world. And it's one of my favorite cards to play. Holy sweet Christ, look at this hand. Look at how bad this hand is against look at how bad my board is against Electrickery. Oh, God. All right, so they Electrickery next turn. Yeah, they can cast like their whole frickin' hand. Good sweet lord. I guess they only have one colored mana, so if I make them, I might just take Electrickery and make them use targeted removal. That could be okay. So I'm going to take Electrickery. I'm going to sack Relic. Maybe we'll find another Mesmeric Fiend. Just another Faceless Butcher. That's not great. Especially not against this hand. But if they use their spot removal, we can start Mesmeric Fiending the stuff that we care about. Probably should have gone to combat. His Twitch name is Shadow of Hades. Note it down. I'll ask him to help you. Oh, man, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Throwing unblocked creatures up in the air into your hand, drawing you cards. What a guy. Thanks for them biceps throwing cards into my hand. Tear it up and burn it. So yeah, so now they have to use their spot removal on this, depending on what this is. Probably Mnemonic Wall. No, Mull Drifter. Okay. Gonna draw a couple of cards. Yep. So if they Flame Slash, get Electrickery. Yeah, okay, so that's gonna clear the way for this Faceless Butcher. For our Faceless Butchers. Yes, Ninja. Praise Ninja. Oh, okay. Opponent gonna go with the Electrickery right away. I'm pretty happy with that. All right. So Flame Slash, Electrickery down. I'm assuming they played Island here, or they just might be waiting for post-combat. Maybe they missed their land drop? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna skip right through my combat step. You know, why not? I actually think I'm gonna use this opportunity to resolve a Custody Squire, because they can just Mnemonic Wall, get back a removal spell, and remove whatever creature we're going to play. So I'm going to Custody Squire first, and draw out the removal spell, and at least this is a 2-for-1. And hey, maybe they'll pick the wrong card. Seriously, Ninja is ripped. Ninja is pretty huge. Okay, so we'll get back Lone Missionary, just because it attacks for more than Mesmeric Fiend, and they're pretty... Ooh, okay, so... No, we don't have enough mana to play Relic, Crack Relic. Maybe that's what that was. Maybe it was like, opponent is going to send us a message. Missionary. Oh, okay, I think they're just writing what we voted for. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do this now. We don't have enough. Oh, I think they just were trying to vote. I don't have enough mana to put them off a removal spell for Custody Squire, but that's okay. So they're going to get it back with Mnemonic Wall. And, yeah. I assume that's what's going to happen here. Remove our Custody Squire, and that'll leave us, finally, give us an opportunity to get in with these Faceless Butchers. Get these Faceless Butchers down. Whew. Ninja is a ripped guy. There's Flame Slash, yep. Yeah, it is. There's Swiftwater Cliffs. Guys, Tron is often the worst. All right, so we've run them out of removal, thankfully. So let's Faceless Butcher. And I'm going to leave up this Relic. So we'll Faceless Butcher Mnemonic Wall, play out another Relic, and start trying to control their graveyard. There we go. So they have to find another removal spell. They might be able to find Mystical Teachings, and that'll help them. We can start at least getting stuff out of the way with this Faceless Butcher, and they can attack into Mull Drifters, so we got that going for us. Just going to get rid of this Flame Slash, just so they don't have any shenanigans they can do. And then we'll pass it back to them. Yeah, you know, just trying to navigate the Tron matchup. Same old. Doing my darndest. Tron, you are the one. Thanks for that shout out though, Lido Fett. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to hook up with that person. That sounds awesome. I'm all about that growth, you know? Oh, is this another removal spell? Wonderful. Okay, well, you found it. You get back your mnemonic wall. And our mana is floating. Yep. Okay. So mnemonic wall comes back in. Going to target a spell. And we're going to try to nuke their graveyard. They're probably going to flash back. Oh, we do nuke their graveyard. Okay. Very good. So they're not going to flashback Forbidden Alchemy in the meantime? That's good. Good news for us anyway. Finding escape routes. No black mana though. Lido fight. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry about that. I think somebody might have said that earlier. Mike might have enlightened me to that, but I missed it. So sorry about that. I've got that. Oh man. That's awesome. You're the bomb. All right. Oh man, what are we doing here? Okay, so let's try to get this frickin' mnemonic wall off the board. Lit. Oh, like tit. Yeah, lit. Lito fight. Okay. Got it. We've arrived. Do you just have more removal spells, opponent? No, you're going to tap a bunch of mana and condescend. Gotcha. Tasty. Thanks, guys. We sorted that right out. No, we're not going to pay for condescend. We will, however, Dusk Legion Zealot and try to draw a card, try to get ourselves out of this somehow. We have the only card in our deck that can answer their board out now. So if they draw a Rolling Thunder, that's going to be GG's, but that's what Tron does. Perfect. Always good to have a perfect in the chat. Perfect. All right, everybody cross your fingers so that our Tron opponent gets greedy and tries to capsize our whole board before they win. Here comes the Drifty Boys. You may drift with the boys. Like, Escape Route's Lone Missionary isn't an unreasonable way to start grinding out advantage, but it is too slow. Well, there's Teachings. Yup. What do you find with Teachings? Ghostly Flicker? Yep. Okay, so with Ghostly Flicker on the stack, we are going to nuke the Teachings in their yard, but yeah, we're 0-4. I had a little more confidence in this deck than that, but you know, it is what it is. We've run into Tron a number of times, being 2 times. This is our second time against Tron. We're actually about to go 6-4 or 0-6. But hopefully we can win our last couple of matches. All right. We find Stonehorn Dignitary. Oh, God. Oh, can we get there, guys? Can we resolve this escape routes? Let's see if they want to counter this Lone Missionary first. That's totally possible. No? Okay. Sweet. And escape routes? Please? One time? Escape routes? Come on. Get there. Combo? They're gonna Teachings. What are you gonna go find with Teachings? A null? They can't cast anything with Teachings here. They might just find something that blows up. Yeah, 0 and 4. Not in... Oh, they're gonna find Capsize. Okay. We're not 0 and 4 in matches. We're 0 and 4 in games. We're 0 and 5 in games, actually, so I should probably fix that. I will fix that. No escape, no surrender. So they're gonna capsize our escape routes, and we're probably done. Well, sometimes you run into Tron. Sometimes Tron's gonna be Tron. There goes Map, gonna get some mana. They might just kill us with Rolling Thunder here. I'd be fine with that. Just Prismatic Lens. I think maybe there's a Tron shell that works with this deck somehow. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Yeah, I've only ever gone 0-5 with the deck once. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen again here. Opponent not respecting the escape routes here. They're just going to draw cards instead. But I guess we have to find another blue mana for that to work at all. There goes Dusk Legion Zealot. All right, let's assemble the combo, guys. Mana. Dignitary. We did it. They're going to capsize the escape routes on their turn. So part of me kind of just wants to bounce the Lone Missionary, but I'm gonna make them win it. I'm gonna make this as excruciating as possible for them. They're gonna be going for the perfect victory. If they get our island enough times, we're in pretty bad shape. There's Seagate Oracle. Yep. Gonna go digging. They're just trying to find Rolling Thunder to close this thing out, which we don't have an answer to. Yet another reason why I would advocate for a 2-color mana base, so you can splash those powerful blue cards. So I think that's what direction Escape Routes is going in. But I'm glad to have a little test. Glad to have a little test here tonight. I'm really glad to have all you guys here. Very, very happy that you're here. Thank you very much for dropping in. They're going to flicker. Yep. Still looking for that Rolling Thunder for the lethals. Oh man, capsize, right? Getting back Ghostly Flicker. Come on, opponent. Dig until you die. Is it white border? Oh, rip. For the ultra tilts. Yep. Opponent leaving up enough mana for exactly one bought back capsize. You should just capsize our Dignitary for us. Okay, well, what do you, I don't know what they're doing here. 10 cards in hand. I'm just gonna let it go through. Let them discard first. There's no reason to bounce Dignitary here. We can still bounce it and replay it. So I don't know what kind of counter spells they're sitting on. There's 3B, baby. Let's try to bounce our Dignitary. See how they feel about that. They're okay with that. Countering it on the way back down? Perhaps. Mayhaps, even? Go. Go, Gadget Dignitary. No, but if... Inspector Thraben... Oh, man. Opponent on the Fine Rolling Thunder win plan. Any removal gets Stonehorn Dignitary here, but... There's a lot of ways that could have gone badly. If we tried to just bounce it with our 1 bounce activation at the end of their turn, they could have got us with something like with a removal spell. But I'm letting them get us with a removal spell here 1 turn later. Oh, here comes Rolling Thunder. All right, show it to me though. You got to show it to me. They showed it to me. All right, 0-6 with Esper routes. Oh. Dang. I think I'm gonna keep. I throw a fit and blame it on Moto. You play for 28 years. That's amazing. Mad respect. Respect in the most respectful way possible. WR Floyd sending me a message. GLHF. You too, man. You too. Well, we're not super great against Temur Delver. That's awesome. I try to tune until I either have something solid or I just give it up. Yeah. I was on my way. Like, I was getting wins with this at first. It felt like a really powerful strategy. I certainly wasn't running into decks like this. Gonna play out Dismal Backwater. This is a bad matchup for us, too. So, this is great against Burn, Stompy. It's not great against Burn, but it's better than most decks without life gain. Burn, Stompy, Boggles, like Gobos, like hyper-aggressive decks and stuff. Elves. It's pretty good against those decks, but we seem to have run into the other half of the meta tonight, which is okay. It's it happens, right? Oh, preview window. My lord, preview window. Sometimes I feel like it's made to be about as difficult for me as possible. It does, yeah, it does look sweet, right? Like it does have, oh, they didn't blind flip Delver, so we got that going for us. I think it does have some legs. Yeah, I think the sideboard probably has to be better. I had Justice in there for decks like this, but there's probably like if it didn't meta my it didn't meta my expectations. It certainly didn't. But it keeps coming back to, I think this is a 2-color deck, and I've sort of forced it into being a 3-color deck to test everything out. There's so much you can do by recurring creatures in these colors. Maybe I should have sat on this one for a minute. But it was good, huh? Delver's going to get in for 1. So I think we're just going to run out Ash Baron's Zealot here. It might be go get white mana, play Thraben Inspector, but I think we're going to run out Zealot so that we can trade with this Delver. Here's Custody Squire. Not exactly what we wanted to find. Yeah, the blue is for escape routes. But I think it should be like blue-black or blue-white. I think that's the ideal build for it. And I do think Dusk Legion Zealot exists and belongs in this deck. I had, see, the most successful build had Signets in it, and maybe I diluted it a little bit too much. Maybe. Yeah, that's a consideration as well. Acid Trip's probably not the worst idea for these cards. See if opponent's on Skred or blue-black. We're gonna go find a counterspell for next turn. That's cool. Probably gonna go get untap white mana. Wonder if they flip their Delver. Yep, they preordained. Muldrifter is blue, so Escape Routes doesn't bounce it. Probably one of the biggest disadvantages of Escape Routes is that it can't bounce Muldrifters. Mournwelk is another consideration that I had. Well, if you Googled Escape Routes, Mournwelk was the other kind of thing that people wanted to play it with. But I think Mournwelk, I'll flip their Delver. I'll flip their Delver. Yeah, Harpy could bounce them all. So leaving up hard counter here. If this is Spell Stutter, Phyrexian Rager is our best way to play around it. But I think we're just going to tap this, basic land cycling for white. And maybe try to get that. Well, you don't really ever want to get the sprite out of their hand, I guess. Decisions. So I think I'm going to Orzhov Basilica here, bounce the Ash Barons. And see if our opponent's going to do anything. Nope. They're representing a 1-mana play. And we'll probably just pitch this Thraben Inspector. It's bad enough against Spell Stutter Sprite. I'll flip your Delver. Is that Enthralling Victor? Enthralling Victor is the best emote I think I've ever seen. I don't know why I didn't attack with this. That was dumb. Yeah, here comes Sprite. Okay. Yep. So the correct play there might have been to play out Ash Barons just raw and play a Phyrexian Rager. But having two Ash Barons on the battlefield, not developing my mana faster than them, is probably not ideal. And I did punt, not attacking with Dusk Legion Zealot. This deck probably doesn't reward punts all that well. Oh, is it Masters? Are you guys big on the proper art? Maybe I should start paying more attention to that. It could be legitimately harming my viewership by playing tilting bad art. Here comes Ninja. Yeah, we're dead here. Evankar's Justice would be okay. Like if we could like top deck Evankar's Justice, things might not be so bad, but they're still pretty bad. They found a land drop, I wonder? Proper art is a big deal. Okay, so if there are art snobs out in the world, it's probably appropriate to have the right art. I'll have to try to keep that in mind, guys. Let's get a little bit more freed up white mana. A couple of white mana things we're trying to do here. All right, so let's... Oh, Journey? Huh. I think I'm just going to Journey here while we have the opportunity to get rid of this ninja, but we're still taking... I think I'm going to Stonehorn, and then I'll try to resolve 2 spells next turn. So Stonehorn's going to buy us a little bit of time. I know. I know, right? It's just a set symbol. Do you prefer the old art? Like the old border? Wow, there's going to be a lengthy discussion in my article this week about this deck, how you when you're building around engine cards, they better be pretty dang good. Oh, I guess, yeah, the frame too. Yeah. The addition. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, because they can have different flavor text as well. All right, so Stonehorn is down, stone walling the ninja. They can't Skred or Lightning Bolt it next turn. Pokey Fingers Rager? Yeah, the original one. Nice, Umbra. That's awesome. Congrats, man. It's got to be Mirrored and Besieged for that art to be correct. Okay. All right. Guys, I don't know how to navigate this new world of picking appropriate arts. All right. Opponent on the counter a 2-mana spell with Spell Stutter plan, which sucks about this Journey in our hand. So hopefully we'll draw a Chainer's Edict as well. We got to get this guy off the board. I guess we don't necessarily have to. They look filthy. I don't mind the old borders, personally. I might just play a Custody Squire here to trade with their Insectile Aberration. Get back Thraben Inspector. That's a good little bit of value. For shame. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. They're really telegraphing their stutter here. So we're going to try to find an escape routes here now, gang. Let's lock this opponent out of the game somehow. I just really like the new borders. Oh man, so you have like whatever's most aesthetically pleasing for your Evolving Wilds. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I like me some Evolving Wilds arts. I believe I play one of the least respected or favored. That's how you do it. I believe I play the least favored Evolving Wilds art, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. All right, opponent. Let's keep him off the red mana for a turn, trade with this Insectile Aberration, and try to find an escape routes for the Stonehorn Dignitary. They have hard counters, so we have to find some Mesmeric Fiends as well to try to protect our combo. But perhaps bad combo is bad. The feel. There's the sprite we were wondering about. So now they can counter 3 mana spells. Just tilt you guys out a little bit deeper with the bad addition for Phyrexian Rager. There's the red mana they're looking for. I wonder if they attack here. I will trade these 2 creatures for your ninja. 100%. They could get another ninja down, I guess. So they kind of have to suicide a creature they have to trade one of our Custody Squires for one of their random fairies and a card. I will trade it for this Insectile Aberration if they want to try to ninja something in here, which it looks like they're going to do. So if Ninja of the Deep Hours is coming down, yeah. Maybe we get rid of a fairy here? No, we'll let them... I actually think I block Spell Stutter here. Yeah, I'm going to block Spell Stutter. they have another spell stutter in hand, and them being able to cast 2 of them in 1 turn isn't ideal. They're going to ninja their fairy here. And then that'll be their turn if they do. They'll just replay this fairy. We got to take 4, and they're going to draw a card. That's not great. But we get to eat this fairy, so at least we're not trading too far down. They get a card off a ninja, we get one of their spell stutter sprites. And we really have to find a way to deal with this insectal aberration, like this turn. I guess we can journey it right now, actually. Oh yeah, okay. So we can journey Delver here. All right, we might be turning the corner, gang. They could also just have 2 lightning bolts in their hand, but we might be able to turn a corner. They're not going to play out their fairy. Okay. Stick with your old Borderlands. Cool. So we might even want to play Tapland. Tapland. We probably shouldn't play this Rager until we're not worried about double bolts. I don't even know that they're on red. They could be on black for all I know. It's bizarre to see a Delver deck on Ash Barrens and Terramorphic Expanse. I think the Skred Delver deck I played had 1 Ash Barrens, 4 Terramorphic. So there's absolutely a chance this is Skred Delver. All right. What do we find? Chainer's Edict. Okay. So let's do some controlling of the board state. We will... tap like this. Journey their Delver. So I think they're going to go find red mana here. So even if we Chainer's Edict, we'll get in with Custody Squire. If they go find snow-covered mountain, and then... yeah, so we can still Edict Thraben Inspector here pretty safely. And play a tap land. I might play untap. I don't know that they don't have Skreds. This isn't easy. Okay, so let's Chainer's Edict. Or sorry, I don't know that they have Skreds in the first place. And I'm also not sure about other stuff too. So gotta be careful of that. But I still think the play is Tranquil Cove, attack with Custody Squire, play Thraben Inspector to block Ninja with Dusk Legion Zealot if they do have a removal spell for our Dignitary. Yeah, Dominaria is probably going to be sweet. Like, I'm a newer-ish Magic player. I started when Born of the Gods, Theros, Journey of the Nyx was around. So I'm newish. And I would love to see where all that lore came from. You see a lot of Dominaria cards while you're surfing through commons in your deck builder app. You see all those cool old lore type of cards. All right, see what other color they're playing. Just blue, apparently. They're playing the fetches for thinning. Now there's the red. So they're going to Skred the Stonehorn, I assume. I assume they Skred Stonehorn here. No, they're just going to Ponder first. Or Preordain, excuse me. Yeah, and I believe it's April as well. I think you're onto something with the April there. All right, gang, let's try to turn the corner against Skred Delver. They're going to Skred this. Like, I'm not confident they won't. So I'll probably triple block. Yeah, and I think Unstable was also part of Dominaria. Like, all of it reminded me of Dominaria, but with like a weird Innistrad crazy scientist-esque kind of feel. Nice. That wasn't nice. Come on, escape routes, one time. We need it so bad here. Custody Squire. All right, so I guess looping Custody Squires is fine too. We could also Edict them, but that's not super great here. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get back Custody Squire. Yep. This card's busted. If I win this game, it's probably because Custody Squires in my deck, not because it's like, this is a great deck. We can't cast anything else, so I'm just going to go looking for another card here. See what we got on the top. Another Ash Barrens. Okay. Seen all 4 Ash Barrens tonight. Pass it back to them. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. Our hand's not too bad. It's not stacked or anything. But it's not super bad. Artifact Love. Get them colorless. I never could make good hand hearts. Yeah. That was a very poor attempt at a hand heart. I always want some Sweet Pauper cards. Sweet Pauper cards are my raison d'etre. All right, what do you got, dude or dudette? What's coming at us? I can imagine they've been sandbagging some red spells that they want to cast. Though they could have just been hiding information. Yeah, Augur's cool. I wonder if they'll triple block my Custody Squire next turn if I attack with it. I wonder. They're probably leaving up a counterspell for my next one. So we gotta be wary of that. We might be able to do that to... Fingers crossed. Yeah, for those. Hopefully we get some Sweet Pauper stuff in Masters 25. That's probably our best... that's probably our best chance. Our next best chance at Sweet Pauper cards. I'd assume, anyway. Might be able to bait out a counter. No, never mind. If we play Custody Squire here, we might be able to bait out the counter that would come at escape routes. But if they ninja something in here off of like a fairy, then they go shields down. We get to loop our Custody Squire again. Custody Squire, excuse me. We're only at 7 too. Like a couple of lightning bolts away from just being dead. Lots of rarity downshifts. Let's see some rares to commons, which we did see in the last set. And I think Skred only runs 3 lightning bolts, so we might not be in super danger of being burned to death, but I don't hold out a ton of hope. Let's not let ourselves be dead to a single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we can Custody Squire and Phyrexian Rager here. I think we Rager first, see what we find. Come on, mouse. Come on with it. Okay, let's Rager first. They might want to counter this. This gets spell stuttered, I guess, but then we know we're home free with Custody Squire. They also might just let this resolve, so we deal ourselves a damage. How's it been going, huh? Well, we're 0-6 right now. Which sucks. It's definitely a bummer. But way she goes, I guess. Way she goes. We ran into Tron twice. I feel like this is a really bad Tron matchup. And we're also just not getting the perfects here. Mesmeric Fiend is going to help a little bit. Knowing what their hand is isn't a bad deal. Being able to strip a Lightning Bolt here would be nice. Getting a counterspell out of their hand is fine too. But we're dead to 4 fairies. Just straight up counterspell. All right. Yep. Okay, so let's cycle on Ash Barrens while we remember. I'm just going to do some F6ing here. Yeah, they do, huh? So we ran into Tron twice. Poor Sod's standing below Immortal Joe's Citadel, waiting for our meager droppings or downshifts. You're right. Yeah, so it didn't fare very well against Tron. I feel like this is a better matchup for us, but they got off the ground faster. I didn't run into any of the hyper-aggressive decks that I was planning for. Of course, I practiced in the practice rooms, and you sure don't run into many non-hyper-aggressive decks in the practice rooms. So we're kind of, that's kind of where we are with our life, dying to a bunch of fairies. We can't even Evankar's Justice now, which would be an out here. But we can't do so. We're going to 1, and if they have the bolt, we're dead. Do not become addicted to downshifts. They will take hold of you and resent their absence. We're dead to Ninja here, too. Is this a Ninja? Ninja, Bolt, what do you got? It's too late. Oh, that kills us. Rad. We're dead a whole bunch of ways here. Nothing in our graveyard can even remotely draw us a card. Custody Squire doesn't save us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like an obscure route would have been to flashback, flashback Chainer's Edict on ourselves last turn, get Dignitary in the bin, and then keep digging. Go out on your own terms. I don't know. That's enough information, I think. I'm gonna scoop. All right, you win. So Mesmeric Fiends are worse in this matchup too. They're a 1-for-1 that can be removed. They're pretty good against Tribe and decks like that, but no Tribe here. What do we have for this matchup? Duress is for counter spells and removal spells, and probably a Faceless Butcher. And that's really what we're working with here. Probably taking escape routes out just to... maybe Fiend isn't that bad. I might take a routes out for 1 Mesmeric Fiend, because it attacks and it comes down on turn 2. It can grab a ninja or something. If they do Rager for the win, for them, but for the win. All right, guys, looks like we're going mono losses. I promise it doesn't always end up like this. As you have seen. We don't always go full losses, but this could be the one. You guys are just being subjected to my my testing of this deck. 2 Rift Watchers are good. I probably should have more Rift Watchers for this deck. Custody Squire was great. Might want another Faceless Butcher at some point. But I kind of like this. I kind of like how that's shaken out, so I'm going to submit like that. I don't want them to know how many Phyrexian Ragers we're playing, necessarily. I'll take like 1 win. I'll take 1 win so this isn't tied for the worst possible record, which is also a record I've gotten. Yeah, it also feels like you're playing the league yourself. Now you don't have to risk playing this bad deck. All right, we got escape routes, guys. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's hopefully get this escape routes moving. We probably will fetch black mana with this. Okay, what's going on here? Just waiting on the opponent. Yep. Okay, Tranquil Cove, go. Yeah, so we'll probably go get black mana with this next turn instead of playing Thraben Inspector. That way we have Edict up, puts us closer to our other spells, even though it makes it harder for us to draw lands to get our 3rd one for escape routes, but we're going to have to sneak this through anyway. Hopefully this isn't a fairy, and hopefully they don't have a ninja in their hand. Okay, it's just Preordained, not super scary. Let's see what we draw here. If we draw any other land, that's pretty okay. That means we can... Well, I guess a black land is what we're looking for. Swamp is ideal. Swamp is ideal. So hopefully we can find one of those. All right, let's see. Yeah. Sorry, this is your first impression, new viewers. The lossing, Magic the Lossening. Okay, so this is going to be tap land Thraben Inspector. Or maybe... No, we want to keep hitting our land drops, so let's play this. Play out Thraben Inspector. And next turn we play Escape Routes. Also a combo with Thraben Inspector. You block their ninja with it, bounce it with Escape Routes. They don't get to draw a card. We get a clue. Rip. Need a lot of mana for that, though. Actually, you just need 4 mana to keep doing that. Opponent's going to leave up Counterspell, I think. That's the tough thing about Spell Stutter Counterspell fights. Screw the losses. Thank you so much, Enthralling Victor. Thank you, Lithofight. Lithofight. Oh, I get it now. Like the way that you would pronounce fossils and stuff. They're like, what 3-drops in my opponent's deck am I afraid of? Can I tap out for an Augur of Bolas here? And they certainly can. That's awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks. Lifting me up. Lifting me up. Okay, let's see if opponent's on dazes. Get our engine online. Oh, crap. Okay, here comes escape routes. We'll pass. Okay, let's escape, guys. You guys ever play Sonic Adventure Battle 2? That's got that great song at the beginning. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Places to go. Okay, sorry. Follow my rainbow. It's jam, guys. It's called City Escape. Starts with that awesome little bass line. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like yes. Opponent on the 1 blue mana play. There's no escape from this route. No, where we're headed, there's no coming back. Opponent's gonna ponder. Have a little think. She's gonna have a little think over there. Sure thing, opponent. A little think. Sometimes you gotta have 3 thinks. For morning, noon, and night. But I think this is mostly night though, because there's a lot of dark planets here. So this is like one of those places where it's like daytime for most of the day. And then not daytime. Or sorry, it's daytime for like part of the year and then not daytime for the rest of the year. On the 1 blue mana plays. What have you? Ooh. That's risky. Come on, untap land. Ugh. What's this? 2 blue mana. What are you doing? Snap the Augur? Well, I'm thinking till there's nothing I ain't thunk. Just runs out a stutter. So it looks like they're lining up their best possible route to ninjaing next turn. And I think we should put them off that as we can. So let's scour Barrens. I'm eating graham crackers, so there's that. It's weird to see Gush and Skred Delver. Like, or no, it does run Gush. I am a fool occasionally. A little bit more than occasionally. Eating them graham crackers, man. Get them into ya. Yeah. Graham crackers. So we can Edict and Zealot next turn. Find that land drop to get this Custody Squire down, and we can have an infinite blocker with Thraben Inspector. Let's win, guys. Let's frickin' win. Opponent on the Molasses plan. The Augur of Molasses. What kind of channel is this? This is the channel of your dreams. You've come here for the dreaming. Another removal spell, Thraben Inspector. Okay, so let's Edict, right? Or should we draw something? We should draw first, because we're not doing anything else. So let's draw first. Try to find something that deals with the Spell Stutter. Nothing that deals with Spell Stutter. We'll Silica back to this Ash Barrens. And then we will Chainer's Edict you. I guess if they get Ninja down next turn, Chainer's Edict has a way better chance of getting an actual creature. But they'll also have Spell Stutter back in their hand. I think I'm just going to Edict now. We're on the way to being able to start getting stuff back. So I'll Edict. See what you sack. Definitely going to be Augur. And then we'll get in with our Thraben Inspector. Because we can't block Ninja anyway. No way, no how. They're going to spend a good amount of the turn next turn ninjaing. So we can get out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 5 mana. We'll have 6 mana. So we can Custody Squire, Thraben Inspector. Custody Squire for no value feels kind of bad, but it is what it is. All right, here comes Spell Stutter. Gonna be a ninja in a moment. Yep. Here he comes. The ninja with big old biceps. Made your soul hole pucker, huh? Oh, the gingerbread. That's me, fam. Gingerbread, ginger raised. Faceless Butcher, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have enough mana to recur the Faceless Butcher. So if they're just on red mana removal spell, it's pretty bad, but it's not that bad. Because we can just recur it with our girly over there. So let's... Oops. Okay, let's Faceless Butcher. Whoops. Faceless Butcher. Like this. And get their ninja. Get a bit of a clock started. We'll get our Dusk Legion Zealot out here while we have a chance. Butcher grabs ninja. We're developing a board. This can also remove creatures. Once you have 7 mana, you can just start grabbing creatures with Faceless Butcher and they don't come back. But tapping out for a 7 mana combo isn't always ideal against Delver. As a matter of fact, they would just love to blow you out of a 7 mana play. There's Dusk Legion Zealot. Draws a Thraben Inspector. All right. Looks like we're going for 2 Thraby Daddies next turn. So we'll get in with that spec once you... Oh no, the Soul Hole. Is that where like Earth, Wind, and Fire jam? At the Soul Hole? I think so, right? They get the whole soul down there. All right, opponent, what do you have? What is your answer to our question of whether or not you can beat a single Faceless Butcher? Is it Mountain Lightning Bolt? Pray tell? I'd say it is. Mountain Lightning Bolt, something to eat our Flashback Edict. Brainstorm. Seems good. Seems good. They're trying to find that red source, which is bad for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess they spend enough mana that we can resolve this Custody Squire next turn, get back our Faceless Butcher, which is nice. They're on the nothings. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get in with everything. We can bounce Faceless Butcher in response to a removal spell, which is the plan. Attack with everything. And I might just play 2 Thraben Inspectors here so I can draw cards if they don't point a removal spell at Faceless Butcher. Well, they scooped! Guys, we gotta win. Oh, this... It's a great joke. Guys, we gotta win up there. This deck is officially better than Suncrown Hunters. All right. I'm happy enough with that. Duress had a whole lot of deadness there. We didn't even activate Escape Rats. We were about to. We were about to. We got a W in there, guys. We got a W in there. Okay. I'm happy with this hand. If this can get their counter spells, then even the information is probably worth it. And in that case, maybe one more Mesmeric Fiend is fine. Because that's a good combo with Escape Rats, especially if they're gonna... Yeah, actually, I'm gonna bring the Mesmeric Fiends back in. We're on the play. They can counter our Duresses a lot easier. Feels like they're only getting removal spells at this point, maybe Pyroblasts. Well, it's got answers for their board. It's got a Mesmeric Fiend. It's got a Curve. No, it doesn't. Well, I guess it does. Kind of. Not really. I'm going to keep it. Ah, happy hands. All right, go ahead. Floyd. Bob Ross's deck, the land of happy hands. Opponent almost F6 through their first turn. That would have been good beats for us. Not turn 1 Delver? Don't. Okay, turn 2 Ninja then. Good for you. Play out this swamp, pass. So they're gonna flash in Ninja. We gotta find untapped land to Chainer's Edict their Ninja, or this is gonna go south real quick. Wonder if they found a land. They didn't tank on their hand for very long, so it's also probably pretty good. Maybe they're playing around Disfigure here. Joke's on you, opponent. No Disfigures in this deck. Check the deck list. Here comes He Ninja. And we're probably not going to draw an untapped land. There isn't a whole lot of those in this deck. Yep. It's pretty good early play there. Pretty good early play. I liked you better when you were broken. In another way. In the broken, by the way, that when you don't work. Oh, God, okay. Lone Missionary, we will be discarding to hand size. Pass. What do we pitch? Thraben Inspector. Go ahead. Let's see what they want to do here. If we can get them to tap enough mana that Journey gets through, then we're feeling pretty okay about our lives. Not to say that we are feeling pretty okay about our lives, but... Oh, looks like they're gonna. Yeah, because Spellstutter doesn't catch it here. They probably have a Sprite in their hand. They might just have hard counter. Chainer's Edict is better against Sprite either way, so it will be Journey to Nowhere next turn. Like, Mike, you're hilarious. All right, so whatever spell we want to resolve is going to resolve. They don't attack with their ninja. That's some pretty hot diggity damn right there. I'll play Swamp, and we will just Journey this ninja. Don't let them get any more value out of that. And pass the turn. Hope they don't flip that Delver. Hope this Chainer's Edict is just mono gas edict. Don't flip it. Don't. They've always got it. They've always got it. Hard counter in hand to be aware of. Sure. Drawing a card off the Miscreant. So we'll run out Mesmeric Fiend and try to grab that counter out of their hand next turn, but this boy right here, that's a scary boy right there. So I don't really know what kind of hope we have here. I guess untap Black Source would be good. Speaking of which. Okay, so let's Mesmeric Fiend. Come on. Take as much gas out of their hand as we can. Oh, they're going to Sprite? Yep. Okay. Sure. That's what he's there for. And then we will Edict you. Take 5 in the air next turn. Youch. Okay. Go ahead. Lone Missionary is going to have to get through too. And they have hard counter in hand, so it's going to have to be like Mesmeric Fiend, Lone Missionary next turn, and that doesn't even get us out of it. Opponent going to go find that red mana. But she started whistling and handed me her glass eye. Whistling from where? All right, this is probably it. This is probably the end of this deck, or of this game anyway, or of this match, I guess. They beat us. Is this the game 2? All right, so let's Mesmeric Fiend. Bait out the counter or the Skred, one or the other. Because they could let us take the counter here. Yeah, okay. So they want to keep hard counter. We'll take hard counter. They have hard counter, Skred, land. We'll take hard counter. They'll get that back, but we'll get to get Lone Missionary down in the meantime, which is what we have to get down here. What game is this? Like, how long have I been playing against this opponent? Did we just win? I think we won our last game. Is the commentary of the stream also going south in a hurry? All right, opponent. Skred's Mesmeric Fiend gets back hard counter. So all this stuff is gone. They have Snow-Covered Island. Do they play their land for turn? Not yet. Okay, so they have Counterspell Island in hand. I'm gonna get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not just dead next turn either. They do have a hard counter in hand, and there's a wonder of what else they may have. Ugh. Isn't looking good, gang. So let's Thraben Inspector. Is that gonna eat the counter? No. Okay. And we will draw a card off Thraben Inspector. Hydroblasted. I don't have any Hydroblasts. Dusk Legion Zealot, which is just 100% dead here. I'm going to leave both my blockers back for this Augur Bolas, so that we're only taking 5 in the air next turn. And so long as they don't have Lightning Bolt, then we're still tokening. What's a tokening? Is that like Lord of the Rings? You know I am. Getting Hydroblasted. There's that island. Hard counter still in the opponent's hand. I guess they're waiting for us to cast a spell that could lose them the game. All right, so let's double block. Oh, or let ourselves die, I guess. Go to 1. Whoops. That was supposed to be double block this fella right here. No! Why you so late? Why you so late? Okay, let's get in and pass it to them. They win, but we don't want them to know they won. Yeah. I wanted to 3 damage them there. Opponent gonna jump into combat. Yep. And murder us. Leave him back the Augur, because you would. Why didn't you leave back the Augur last time, opponent? And we're dead. Should have went out with a little bit more dignity, huh? Last match joiner. Oh. No. No. Okay, we have to mulligan this. And this hand's better. I'll keep. Good amount of interaction. Really hoping for that hyper-aggressive matchup. Yeah, we'll leave that on top. And we're still going to fetch for white mana first turn, but we don't have to shuffle away another land. We do want to hit our land drops. Oh, we're against control. Fantastic. Hit the shuffle button. There it is. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Ironic Gentleman. Thank you, thank you. That's amazing. Looks like we're grinding on another one here, gang. Oy vey. Okay. So what does our opponent want to counter on our turn? They might not let Thraben Inspector resolve. This is probably, what is this? Teachings, potentially alchemy. A few ways this could go. See what we find. Tranquil Cove. All right, what do they want to do? So I'm not going to force them to use any mana this turn. They could accumulated knowledge, which isn't super scary, but next turn I can push through. I can Thraben Inspector, and if they want to counter it, then they can't. Yeah, Renewal looks sweet, and then they can't Forbidden Alchemy. Oh, they're going to tap 3 blue. What do they got? Talisman. All right. There certainly is. Okay, so this is our opportunity to resolve a couple of spells. Mesmeric Fiend's probably kind of bad in this matchup, but heck, let's run it out. See what they got. See what they're working with over there. How many cards do they have in their deck? All right. So Seagate Oracle, exclude Capsize and Evankar's Justice. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Capsize. I don't know. Evankar's Justice is one of their only win conditions. I might even just take Exclude here. So they have to kill a Mesmeric Fiend to get another counter back, and that way we can resolve spells next turn. Something to kill their... actually, I kind of want to take Capsize, because that way they'll have to Evankar's or find another removal spell to get back. I don't know, though. They can take their time. I'm going to take Exclude. That way they'll have to use one of their removal spells to... one of their critical spells to get back anything relevant. Play straight into that Evankar's, try to get them to cast it, and pass. Huh. How do you guys feel about this Exclude? It's not the creatureless version. There's Seagate, sure. Gonna draw a card. Don't think they found any more interaction. Thank Broden it's not the creatureless version. Yeah. That could have been a bit of a hustle just then. Opponent plays out their swamp, 2 unknowns in hand. All right. So we are going to Chainer's Edict to get in with our team. Chainer's Edict. Do we want to do that, or do we just want to run out Phyrexian Ranger here? Well, we know they're probably off counter spells. I think that's what we want to do, actually. Let's play our tap land, run out Phyrexian Ranger, keep that card advantage flowing, and see if we can't get our opponent in top deck mode. Our main goal here is, yeah, love the Ranger here. Yeah, ooh, okay, if we can sneak this through somehow, we might be in money. All right, pass. We can start pecking in for damage with these guys too. I'm assuming they're going to try to Evincars here. Evincars is fine, honestly. They're going to think twice. I was playing Accumulated Knowledges in my deck. I think Twice might be better, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, though. Like, the 2 drops of mono black are so distilled, right? Like, turn 2, Chainer's Edict is a good play. Turn 2, Victim of Night is a good play. So is Sign in Blood. So is Kumbaj Witches. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of really great ways for them to use that spell. Or to use their 2 mana. Plays. Opponent representing a hard counter. So I imagine we try to bait it out. See if they want to do anything about this. We're going to run escape routes out anyway. We have custody squires to get it back. All right, so let's try escape routes. Pre-combat so that if they do want to be removing creatures, they'll have to do so now. See if they found a counter off of all that card draw. Might be prohibit, which is fine. Beautiful island. That is a pretty island. They might just let this resolve. Our cards being in our hand is pretty good for them, honestly. But we can start bouncing Mesmeric Fiend and taking the spells we want. Oh, mine? Oh, thank you. It is pretty, huh? Well, it's about time. Like a cheaper 2-drop. The difference between 1 and 2 toughness is a lot. Yeah, I think so too. It's but it's tough, right? Like, it is cheaper. If they found that one of their if they found that they had a 2-drop that was underperforming, I really don't know why they wouldn't get their exclude back there. If maybe they found they had a 2-drop that was underperforming, they could get it in there somewhere. Which is, you know, I don't know mono black well enough to confidently say that there's any 2-drop that is bad. Chainer's Edict, there is Thraben Inspector. All right, so they're leaving up enough mana for exclude here. That's interesting. Also Alchemy, so we probably want to force a bit of action if we can. We will bounce this in response to whatever removal spell they choose to play. Oh, that's a good draw. All right, let's get this engine, get the motor running, if you will. Hopefully. You want to counter this? No. Lose a life, draw card. Another routes. That's not the worst. So now we can bounce creatures. Like, targeted removal is worse against this because they still have to try to 2-for-1 themselves against any of our creatures. We can bounce Dusk Legion Zealot at the end of our turn, try to get some advantage going. Maxfield Parish. Who's Maxfield Parish? If they don't do anything at all, we'll sack this clue, maybe. But I think I'll just leave up routes at any point. At all points. Come on, Evincar's Justice, no flashback. What's this going to be? Forbidden Alchemy, sure. Been in some stuff, looking for lands. And there's Think Twice, exclude Forbidden Alchemy. They find their 3rd mana. Might be a little bit greedy to try to bounce something here because then the removal spell will resolve, so I'm just going to pass through. There's another land, we're just going to play it. We want all the untapped mana we can get. We have 2 escape routes triggers now, so we can use one at the end of their turn. We can also sack a clue pretty confidently. They're making sure we can't lock them with this Mesmeric Fiend. But we're perfectly fine just keeping it on the battlefield until that exclude is relevant. See what this is. Think Twice, flashback. Ooh, I'll have to, oh, I'm so tempted. I don't want it to wig out. My computer's not great, but I am very tempted to click that link right now. despite the potential damage it could incur. They're building up to a flashback Evankar's Justice here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can flashback Evankar's Justice next turn. So we got to get some motion going here. Sack this clue. Draw a card. Protect our Mesmeric Fiend from instant speed removal. And there's Stonehorn Dignitary, which isn't ideal here. Famous Artist, okay. All right, so I'm going to play with... No, I'm not. I'm just going to leave up Bounce Magic to grab our stuff when they play their Evankar's Justice. And then we can strip it from their hand permanently with Mesmeric Fiend. Yep, just holding back. We can take our time too. Opponent going to think twice. Mystical Teachings, wow. They got it all. What are you going to find? Counterspell, sure. All right, so Counterspell, Justice, Capsize in hand. 4 unknowns. Looks like they'll just pass. Probably going to do some capsizing on the end of our turn. So maybe we want to pick up this Zealot now. And then replay it on our turn. Bounce Magic. All right, so let's play out Zealot. Will you counter? If you do, you cannot capsize. So you're going to capsize the Mesmeric Fiend here. You're going to Soul Manipulation, sure. And we will play out another Zealot. Try to keep that card advantage going. And get in with Mesmeric Fiend, play land. Go to the combats. Yeah, we can't save both of our creatures here, so this is a little tough. I guess if Capsize is their choice of action, then we can. They're up on time on us, so we gotta kind of be wary of that as well. They're totally fine taking 100 years to play this out. Can't flashback Mystical Teachings, can't flashback anything relevant. All right, let's see what they do here. Anything at all. Oracle. Sure, we got a bunch of removal we're not doing anything with. Find a card off Oracle. Turn comes back. I believe turn comes back. Probably trying to bait an F6 maybe. All right, so let's Chainer's Edict you. 2 activations up for when they inevitably Evankar's Justice. So what I think they're trying to do is Evankar's Justice leaving up Exclude from when we try to start Mesmeric Fiending them. But we have other plans. We have other plans that we're going to try to figure out. And is this Capsize with buyback? I will fizzle it. Just think twice. Okay. You have thought. You have thought. Here comes Dismal Backwater. Yep. And what's this? 1 black. So is this Evankar's Justice with buyback? Means we're going to have to give them a tasty spell. Just Gurmag. Okay. No worries. All good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're planning to flashback a Mystical Teachings here. I will try to make that as difficult as possible for them. So we will try to journey this. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's Custody Squire. I believe that's the best course of action here because I think it'll draw mana out of them. We'll see what they want to do in response, because this will make it so they can't flashback Teachings here. And if they do tap really low trying to counter it, taught twice. You never taught more than once. And here's some tapping. They're going to counterspell, sure. So we knew they had that. So let's try to take advantage of their tapped out mana to journey this Gurmag Angler Do you have another counter in hand? Probably. Probably have like 1,000 counters. So let's Journey the Angler. They're going to get to remove our Mesmeric Fiend and get their Exclude back with China Blows, but we're going to try to... Yeah, we have no way to bounce anyway, so let's just... Oh, God. Okay. Never mind. We're not going to play the Zealot into the first Evenkar's Justice. We're going to play it when we can protect it from Evenkar's Justice, so we'll get in with Mesmeric Fiend. This is also pretty good for fizzling Capsizes. Opponent's going to Echoing Decay, get back their Exclude. Sure. All right. They might be turning the corner here. How do we present them with compelling enough reasons to not just destroy us at this point? Opponent just passing. We'll play a land. We will run out a Zealot that hopefully they don't have a counter for. They do have an Exclude in hand. Right. Okay. So here comes the Exclude, I assume. Capsize. Okay, sure. Here comes Zealot. Unless I want to exclude this. Okay. There's Zealot. Draws us a card. Mesmeric Fiend. Okay, let's play this out again. And we can start trying to strip their hand with Mesmeric Fiend Mesmeric Fiend escape routes. If that's if we have an opportunity to do that. They're gonna negate. We will escape routes. We had another one. They had another one. All right, let's go grab that. No, that kind of really sucked. Okay, let's grab the Capsize. Let's just see what our opponent's got going on here. There's another Exclude. All right, so we want them to spend their turn doing a whole bunch of stuff. They want to get this Exclude back, so let's go like that. I think they're turning the corner. Yeah, we're playing another deck that runs Capsize. Who knew? There's Evenkar's Justice with buyback. Yep. Choosing which cards go to the graveyard. Now they're stacked, man. They're feeling pretty good. We're drawing lands. We'll pass. Rough games tonight, guys. Rough games. I'll get a few more draws in, and then I'll probably scoop just in the interest of time. If you're unfamiliar with this deck, if you're out there in the world watching me play this Blue-Black Teachings deck, they've kind of established the lock here. They're basically going to be able to Mystical Teachings for counterspells for the rest of their life, and we don't have a ton of hope. Oh, there's Muldrifter too. So we're going to have those Drifter beats. Well, I don't mind them trying to counter this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would you like to counter Chainer's Edict, opponent? Probably not. Oh, they are. Okay. With what? Capsizing their Muldrifter? Okay. Sure. So we get to resolve an escape routes, as far as I know. Extra lit. But they're just going to keep capsizing it and trying to counter it. So let's just see how these next couple of turns go. Yeah, I was playing with some mismatches last night, so I can't really criticize. It is certainly something that happens occasionally. There's a little missionary. Let's see if they want to let us resolve a little missionary. Probably not. And tapping a massive amount of mana. Gonna capsize escape routes? Yep. Sure. Little missionary resolves? Or does it even? They're gonna exclude. We knew they had the exclude. That was probably a little bit weak. Okay, let's try to run out Dignitary. I'm assuming they're gonna see through our wry ways. They don't really care about Stonehorn Dignitary? Okay, sure. Yeah, we're not going anywhere too fast. All right, what do you got? I'll expect a mismatch if they're all from the same land cycle. Yeah, I guess they're all, yeah, I don't know. At least some of mine weren't full art. That's for the ultimate tilts. This is the ultimate tilt out. Opponent's got it all. Rexian Rager probably doing work for them. Let's try to resolve a couple of these. You gonna let it happen? No. What about this one? You gonna let it happen? You know, teachings here? Teachings for a counterspell, counter escape routes. This is number 3. This is number 4. It's the last one you gotta worry about. Get in with Dignitary and pass. Not a big fan of Flart, no. I guess these were the first like fancy lands I played with back in the day, so they're like important to me in that sense. They're gonna eat the old Dignitary. All right, you may. Just give me another spell to counter next turn. Yeah, I like the full arts. It was like the first time I saw lands that I would like open a pack and be really excited about. Let's see what they've got. They're just gonna, yeah. We're pretty much dead here, team. So we're dead next turn to pretty much anything. I'm just gonna scoop. It's gonna take a little while because they can Justice. They can attack and then Justice a bunch of times. I'm sure they have the counter for this journey. They can just capsize it anyway. All right, so relics come in, and I don't even know if Duresses are doing enough here. We don't want to be the Justice deck. We definitely want to be the Faceless Butcher deck. Pretty bad against Capsize. Maybe Standard Bearer is okay, but not great. That was savage, guys. We ran into all of the slow decks tonight. And we're not super well matched up against slow decks, because we're not as good at being slow. We're trying to lock people out with Stonehorn. But that doesn't happen sometimes. So escape routes bouncing our creatures is bad in this matchup. So we're just going to take out 2 escape routes. I don't know, like, yeah, no, it's probably just really bad. It's better against the removal. But I believe Relic getting rid of their card advantage is probably ideal. Custody Squire, Custody Squire is just better. Take out 1 Lone Missionary. Duress is probably okay. But we're probably not the deck that wants to rest, so... Where was my puzzle matchup? They can't beat Stonehorn. Take him to time for spite. Nah, not tonight, not tonight. Alright, this hand looks fine. I'm realizing that they're eventually just going to find an answer for Mesmeric Fiend. Alright, let's play our Thraben Inspector, get those beats started. There's a chance I just play untap land to sack this clue next turn. That does suck, though. It's kind of like unfortunate to play. Like, Pauper's metagame is incredibly diverse, but it is definitely, oh, we did it. The perfects. All right, let's have a look at that hand. Huh? Let's have a look at that hand. They're not afraid to know Mesmeric Fiend. They got like 3 answers at a time. They only have 1 answer right now, though, and it's Devour Flesh, so I'll take that. Or do I just take Counterspell? Counterspell's probably ideal here. Then they just Devour Flesh, get it back. So let's take Devour Flesh and pass. We know that all they're on is hard counter next turn. Right, so... yeah, hard counter or think twice. And I would rather them counter a thing than be thinking twice, I think. I think I don't want them to thought twice. Yep, they're going to leave up hard counter. Sure. We don't mind drawing cards, but neither do you. There's Custody Squire. Or do we just want to get that hard counter out of their hand? That's a consideration. Yeah, I think I'd rather have them counter this than just keep drawing cards and gaining advantage. So let's Dusk Legion Zealot. They let it resolve. They're going to think twice regardless. And there's a relic. Okay. Gonna have to time that pretty good too. I'm surprised I don't somehow have a full grip of Galvanic Blast. Yeah, Galvanic Blast is so good against us. Affinity was one of the better matchups, honestly. We managed to do a good amount of... Oh, what was that? A little cat sneeze. Sorry, guys. They aren't counter happy. They are F6ing. Representing Counterspell. I wonder if they counter a Relic. Probably. So let's make them counter a Relic, huh? Then get it back with Custody Squire next turn. You gonna counter it? Come on. All right, so let's make them think twice now. Yep. They are. And then we will sack this clue. Make sure we're not missing any hot plays. Just a land, and we will get in for 3. They don't seem to be too counter happy. They also don't have one of these swamps in their hand anymore. Oh, but it wasn't the foil one. That's how they're getting me. They're playing these off arts. Should know which lands they're playing. Perfect information. As soon as that Teachings hits a bin, we can't tap one of our mana next turn. So if they're going to play a land and leave up Teachings here, we got to be ready for that. But I would also just really, I'd ideally be able to just get them to tap out. And not Teachings, that would be fine too. Custody Squire looks pretty good on this board regardless. We're not doing anything else, so I think I actually will Custody Squire. For less value than normal. Do you want to use that counterspell yet? Or do you want a Mystical Teachings? Nah, you do, okay. Exclude? Oh, greasy. Okay. Sure. Where'd you find that? Take them beats. Take them beats. Take them from the market to your house, make a delicious salad. The beets, take them. Gotta be real smart with your relics. Questionable smartness on my relics. Opponent tapping a bunch of mana. There's Seagate. Yep. And they might counter this Chainer's Edict. The dirtiest of counterspells. That felt dirty. That did. I felt it on me. Do you guys feel bad about getting excluded? I feel like it's... Oh man, crap. I really feel like they got me when they get me with an exclude. Yeah, just tap a bunch of black mana for no reason. Secret Oracle is a good blocker on this board. Let's basic land cycle this away right now. Just in case Relic becomes something that we have to do. Get another swamp. Go for attacks. Opponent representing that hard counter. We just have to attack him 4 more times to win, gang. Let's get another W up there. All right. Opponent is at 9. 3 more turns of attacking. All right, there's Think Twice. That's probably reason enough to snap off this Relic. Yeah, we're gonna have to nuke our own Edict, but... Oh, is Ash Barrens just unreal right now? We'll try to continue keeping them off of... Ooh! Jeez, that is hot. It's a hot price. We're gonna have to try to continue having them not cast Mystical Teachings, ideally. Is this another blocker? Is this a Doomblade? Garbage. Echoing Decay, the Zealot, sure. This is a target for a Custody Squire next turn. That's probably going to get hard countered. So... Escape routes! Alright, let's try to bait out the counter and then resolve an escape routes. 3, 4. Come on, counter it. Aw. Alright, well, let's bait out the counter anyway. The counter we know they have. They're afraid of the escape routes. They're afraid of what they don't understand. Alright, let's get in. Hashtag me too. Yeah, if it showed up in all the commander decks, we'd be in better shape for sure. Opponent on making this go as long as possible plan. Feeling like turning the corner around 1 HP, probably, or one life, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're on that flashback Evankar's Justice now. They're also on that capsize now. Gotta put them on it. Alright, let's just run out Custody Squire. So if they want to act, they have to act now. And this will stop them from flashing back Teachings too. Are they going to Teachings? Just another exclude, come on! Dang it! And they're going to Teachings at end of turn for another removal spell, I assume. I feel like they're letting us taste it. Yep. Go ahead. They're on 4. What do you get? Mystical Teachings, yep. For what? Capsize? What's that juicy target tonight? On 4 life. What do you find? Tragic Slip. Okay, so they plan on killing something and then killing another thing and then killing our last thing. I think is how this turn's gonna go. Here goes our board. Evankar's Justice with buyback. They get back their Devour Flesh. They're just gonna kill this guy anyway. Yep. Teachings. Yep. Go ahead. I won't drag this out too long, guys. At least we got a game win. There's a Muldrifter, yep. Leading up to Devour Flesh mana. Not rushing. Try that again, OP. Oh, I guess they can't flash it back now because they die. That's worth noting. So let's, yeah, like that win condition's off the table actually. Let's do this. F6. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't scoop yet. Maybe I'd scoop to like Prismatic Talisman, like the thing that gains them life every turn. But you're right. They might just never find it. They're gonna Teachings, I think. Anyway. Yep. You may just find a counterspell. All right. All right. I'm assuming these swamps are out of their hand. I didn't really pay attention. All right, go ahead. 2 life. Spite. Spite. Pretty sweet if they kill themselves with Evankar's Justice. Oh my goodness, are they gonna cast it? No, they're flashing back Mystical Teachings. What you gonna find? Probably card draw, honestly. That's what I would be looking for. Think twice, yep. Gonna go look for another win condition. Yep. Thinking a million times. We'll let them go. We'll let them continue to thought. The times. There's a Crypt Rats. Ah, rats. Alright. Let's try to journey it a bunch of times. Start fighting over getting the Crypt Rats. Sweet. Okay. So they probably have Capsize in hand. Maybe they'll let this resolve. Maybe we can trick them into Evankar's Justicing again. Oh, they do let it resolve. All right. And there's Rift Watcher. Let's try that too. They're at 2. This doesn't die to Justice. Here comes that Exclude. I think this is Capsize. Well, they can't Capsize this right now, but I think they are going to kill it. Yep. Oh, they had Devour Flesh in hand too. They still have Devour Flesh in hand. Aha, I couldn't flash back your Teachings that turn, could you, opponent? Only 9 minutes to go. I should probably let my girlfriend know that I'm not done yet. And there's Bajukabog getting rid of our stuff. Their deck is so exclusive. Like, so exclusive. Gonna beat us with those Seagate Oracle beats. Capsize their journey. Get back Crypt Rats. Win the game. I guess Crypt Rats wasn't super good for them there. I probably should have left them with the Crypt Rats. In that sense, it was just a beater. Dismal Backwater. Gains us a life. Journey to nowhere. Gonna get countered. No, they're not gonna counter it. Okay. I guess I can capsize it, keep getting card advantage. What are they trying to find? They're trying to find Prismatic Talisman. So that they don't just kill themselves with Evankar's Justice. I think that's the plan. So I don't really know what's gonna happen here. We're gonna wait. Oh, never mind. That's how they're gonna win. Basilica. Pick up the Basilica, pick up a swamp. Pass. Yeah, we're mostly just dead here. Yep. Not a whole lot of answers left in our deck to Gurmag Angler either. Am I supposed to be complaining about how badly I drew this game now? Gonna go teach. Yeah, honestly, there were some bad matchups tonight. There were actually mostly bad matchups. Skred Delver was probably okay. And we did win a game against them. Almost won the match against Skred Delver, but yep. Yeah, they have lots of anglers in their deck. I'm sure they might have, they were probably slow rolling until I removed all their bad threats. But they do have to kill us. Yeah. Yeah, we're probably going to scoop very shortly. Nearly dead now. I kind of hope they kill us with the flashback or the Evankar's Justice. I'd feel okay. Alchemies. You know what this deck needs? The Monarch ability. I feel like that was a bit overplayed for me lately. There's the Talisman. That's sealing the deal. They even binned one. Yep. What do we find? Thanks for coming, He Was in Water. He was in the water. I appreciate it a lot. Not one of my most successful brews by a long shot. But I'm still happy I tried it out. Yep, we're dead. All right. Good games. Well played. Thanks for coming, everybody.